Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch, and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio
I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
These dummies that work for us, you guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
You rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I'm scared of you.
O&A Party Rock!
You better get your head and your ass wired together, or I will take a giant shit on you. Son, all I've ever asked of my Marines is for them to obey my orders as they would the word of God.
Go ahead, go on, leave.
I hate this place.
Okay!
Beyond AM, Beyond FM, it's XM Satellite Radio.
I'm trying to use the phone!
Do you want to kiss me, or...?
Oh, no, really?
It works if you turn the mics on.
You
Oh, my
turn the
God.
mics on, you hit those buttons.
Holy crap.
They turn red, and it means we're on the air.
How long have I been doing this? Welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. Spreading the virus across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio.
Right.
Gotta go right to the phones. They're going absolutely nuts. Ken from Whackbag. What's up, Ken?
It's Captain Clark, actually, from Whackbag, but that's cool.
All right.
Dude, Ray Nagin, they just played a little bit of his interview on CNN. He had probably about 15 minutes more of that where he's just freaking out on all the federal officials for not doing shit. He's saying he's been, like, trying to declare martial law for 2 days.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing nothing. And it's reflected in the media coverage because nobody on TV has really been reporting the kind of shit that's been hitting the fan down there since yesterday. I know, Anthony, you're probably all up on it. You've been watching it. Anderson Cooper and Shepard Smith both kind of freaked out yesterday on the air. It was awesome.
Yeah, so did, what's his name? Goddamn, who's the guy on CNN? Cafferty, Jack Cafferty.
Oh, yeah. Good old
Jack
Cafferty.
Cafferty lost his mind yesterday on CNN, just yelling at Bush and the administration and the fact that nothing, not nothing, but not enough is being done. He actually brought up the fact that it has a lot to do with the class of people and the race of people down there.
Everybody's taking a backseat attitude towards the whole thing, and man, there's like thousands of people down there just sitting, waiting, and rotting.
Why is it that it's days later, and we still look at the news, and we can see a shot of a huge group of people with no leadership there in the way of like National Guard or Army? Why is it that we're working on almost a week, and we don't see this? We still see thousands upon thousands of people grouped up in an area where there is nothing, no one delivering food or water or anything. It's beyond me. I don't get it. I don't understand why. We were talking in the office, and I was like, if there were 10,000 Al-Qaeda members at the convention center in New Orleans, do you think they'd have to say, well, we need to move in resources before the Army was on the ground doing something about that situation? Now, obviously, they're not supposed to be hostile. They're refugees and not combatants. But the fact of the matter is there is a way to move these resources in there immediately. Mm-hmm. If that was a hostile presence, an enemy terrorists that were held up at the convention center or the Superdome, guaranteed their place would be crawling with military. Why can't this be done and these people be given what they need to live? People are dying. This is going to be huge in the way of lawsuits for years to come. Another, more taxpayer burden in the way of lawsuits for people that were alive, could have still been alive, and are now dead because they didn't get food and water in time. Why was Bush spending his time meeting with Alan Greenspan about the economic impact of this thing before the people are even out? Why is he going to tour the disaster area when shit's still falling down around it? You don't tour a disaster area when the disaster is still happening. You can't get an assessment of how bad things are when the badness hasn't stopped yet.
Well,
do something huge.
Well, today he is. He's going to be walking among the people, he said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's getting right there in New Orleans, I'm sure. I'm certain.
He'll probably be in, like, Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, I got as close as I could.
Right.
I see the suffering.
Stop taking people.
The Astrodome stopped taking people after about 10 to 15,000 people.
They just said on TV 12,000 people.
12,000 people, and they were planning on taking 25,000. You know what the amazing thing is also? The Superdome they said about upwards of 25 to 30,000 people there at the beginning that were there for shelter. They've shipped out well over 12,000. 12,000 are now at the Astrodome, but they've shipped out more, and they're trying to bring them to other shelters elsewhere. There's now over 30,000 people at the Superdome. There's more people there now than when they started trying to evacuate people out.
So what,
and it's just growing.
People are just walking right into the Superdome at this point?
They're walking there because now, obviously, the people on the ground there don't get the news that we're getting.
Right.
And the last thing they probably heard were, hey, people are getting evacuated out from the Superdome. So all they know is to get there. Now they're getting there and realizing there's no buses coming, there's no food. There's, we've heard on the news the robberies, rapes, the murders, the beatings, and that's what they're walking into. There are smaller pockets, like what you see on the news of the thousands and thousands of people grouped in one area. There are smaller pockets of, 10, 15 people, 100 people here and there that are just trying to defend themselves, scrounge up water. A lot of these rooftop communities they're talking about are turning up on top of hotels from people that were in the hotels that couldn't get out. The staff has up and left, and now these people are getting what they're calling rooftop communities, scrounging for food and water and trying to hold off these marauders.
Is it true that the police force has quit, or part of the police force?
Yeah, I've gotten different...
I heard a number of 60% of the police down there have basically said, screw this.
Yeah, and then you hear from the government that it's, 20%, but, the truth lies somewhere in between there.
In between, sure.
Of cops that have just given up. They look around and go, why am I bothering? Why am I going to risk life and limb, be away from my family? The cops also have no resources.
That's what I was going to say. You got to think their families are in dire need as well, and
the cops themselves don't have changes of uniforms. They don't have food. They don't have water. And what are they supposed to do? They're victims in this also. So, and now they're supposed to uphold the law. They're supposed to go after looters when they themselves don't have anything and have been. A lot of people are saying, well, the cops are joining the looters.
Some have.
No, I don't know. Of course there are bad people around here that are going to be looting and hurting other people. But I think for the most part, a lot of these people that are looting are grabbing food and water, which is probably now gone. I can't imagine there's a store left with any edible food in there or drinkable water. And it just, for some reason, you always imagined that if something like this happened to a major city, the government would be able to swoop in
like nothing
and take care of everything.
Right.
You've always heard that, This is an embarrassment as far as this government goes, this administration that's in there. It's an embarrassment. The whole world's out there watching, and what are they seeing? They're seeing thousands upon thousands of people dropping dead on the streets in these makeshift shelters. And where is this rapid response? Where are the images we've seen in Somalia of cargo planes dropping resources down to these people in open fields? We've seen it. We know it's possible. Where is it? Where's the open field getting the big C-130 flying over, just dropping food and water. The two basics. That's it. Don't worry about clothing yet or transportation out of there, but just enough to keep the people breathing until they can airlift them out or bus them out or however else they're getting out. Where is that? They keep talking. You listen to the FEMA people. You listen to the Bush administration people. They're saying, we're doing it. We're getting people there. Getting is already too late. The people should have been there already, helping these people out. Nothing. You're just seeing huge pockets of people with nothing.
And the Astrodome, the buses are piling up now.
Yeah, because they're not taking people.
They're not taking any more people, they're saying. They got 12,000 people in there, and they got a whole bunch of buses outside the Astrodome. Full buses, and they don't know where to take these people at this time.
Outside the Astrodome, people sleeping now.
People are starting to sleep outside the Astrodome now.
Now they're moving, from the Superdome. How bad is the problem going to get in Houston?
Mm-hmm.
If they have to now turn people away, have to find other shelter for them? It is what they call a clusterfuck. And the solution doesn't seem to be today or tomorrow. It should have been the day before yesterday, the day before that. Somebody did a horrid job of estimating what was needed in New Orleans. And no one, anytime somebody tries to bring it up to the administration or FEMA, they say, well, now's not the time for finger pointing. No, it is the time. Because somebody is dropping the ball, and they're continuing to do so. Where's the help for these people?
The coverage finally got to me last night. Because to me, it's been so surreal just watching this. And
very entertaining.
Like you said on Monday, it's kind of like, in a weird way, a movie.
It's like a movie going on. Yeah,
because you watch all the coverage, and then I walk outside my apartment. It's a beautiful sunny day in New York, and
birds are tweeting.
Yeah, and people just walking around. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They really don't. They're walking around with their Starbucks and their cell phones, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. You watch the coverage for hours, and then you go outside, and like you said, the birds are chirping.
Everything's fine. The buses are running.
But it finally really, really hit me with wheelchair dead grandma.
How many times did you see wheelchair dead grandma?
God.
And
oh my God!
Under the blanket, and they pulled away that blanket a little to show Granny's arm there in the wheelchair. Because she was totally covered, but it looks better if you could see a little flesh.
And of course, all the news networks, really, I hate to say this, but really milking that shot over and over and over.
How many times?
And hey, you win. You got me. You got me.
Yeah, that was a little much.
With the guy laying next to him in the sheet.
Yeah, in the sheet.
Because now they're going to just start piling up the bodies somewhere. Mm-hmm. They'll take it among them themselves to start piling up the dead body somewhere. And then the front page of the New York Times has just a dead body floating in, I guess, the canal. I don't know.
Could be a street.
Yeah, it could be a street. You're right,
It looks like it's somebody. The picture's taken from a highway overpass.
And it looks like another older person. Like it looks like another grandma. In old lady clothes, just face down, floating in water. That's the front page of the New York Times today.
Yeah.
And you look at these front pages of these papers here in New York, and you really think you're looking at another country.
Yeah, a lot of people are bringing up the third world nation, and that is what it looks like. You got a lot of black people walking around in a lot of garbage with a lot of kids. And they have nothing and no help. They're all very desperate. It looks like Rwanda, looks like Somalia, only they're a lot more well-fed. I'll give them that. Jesus Christ. There are some of the fattest women I've ever seen on television in New Orleans. When they talk about the obesity of this country, and you look around and go, I don't see that many fat people. Boy, are they bringing up the average down there. God damn! After this disaster, how about taking care of the disaster that is the people's eating habits down there? Holy shit! How many more people could you get in a chopper if you didn't have to take 5 people that took up the weight of 10 on some of these helicopters? Christ!
It was a white city.
Stop eating the fatbacks.
You think it'd take this long?
No. The truth of the matter is,
I was thinking about that on the way in today, and no.
You know what?
They would have swooped right in. I don't care if the streets are blocked and it's flooded and stuff. They would have found a way.
There's a weird thing going on here, though. Is it the fact that they're black, and is it a racial thing, or is it just a class thing with poor people? These people, obviously, they're dirt poor.
I don't think it's racial. I think it's a class thing.
I think it's the fact that these people are the poorest of the poor. They don't have money. These are the people that probably couldn't get out. Sure, there are plenty that could have. I see a lot of very healthy young men there that could have probably helped a lot more people get out and decided not to. That was very stupid. But a lot of people that we're seeing are old people, people that are way out of shape. A lot of kids. That's another thing. Jesus Christ, what is it with the fucking poor and the fact that they got to just have 18 kids? I was reading in the paper, this one woman, they had her name, her age, and the fact that she's toting 11 of her children with her. 11. But these, whatever, these are problems that have been going on for years and years and years. These people, very poor, and I think that does have a lot to do with the fact that they're not getting the help that they needed. If this was... let's say a huge freak hurricane that strong hit somewhere like Greenwich, Connecticut, and you're looking at a bunch of residents of Greenwich walking the streets like this. Do you honestly believe that they would be lacking the essentials of life in Greenwich? I doubt it. And I don't know who's giving the order to not get the help in there. Who's saying they're poor, we shouldn't send the help?
It's never
I don't
spoken.
think it's happening that
never
way.
Spoken.
But there just didn't seem to be the importance with the administration to get the help in there immediately.
You said they're meeting with Greenspan and weighing the economic.
Yeah.
That's the way it's done. No one ever sits in a room and goes, all right, well, they're poor and black. All right, fuck them. It's like, well, we do have to weigh the economic thing. And the other person in the room, and he'll go, yeah, no, we do have to kind of see that. And it's like, it just kind of goes unsaid.
It's unspoken, but it's there. I mean, for some reason, these people aren't worth as much as other people, and they're being treated as such. And there's no denying it. You're seeing it on the news every goddamn day now for the past few days. It's what's happening. It's just the way it is right now.
Sickening. The way
it is. It's an embarrassment. There are ways to get the resources to these people. It's just not being done. And if it isn't this class thing, if it isn't this subconscious little thing that's going on, then it's the fact that our government is so fucked up that they can't coordinate a rescue of their own people. Is that what we're living in? We've been blindsided again by the fact that our government can't take care of us like we thought they would. We aren't as secure as we thought we were. And the fact is that a natural disaster can roll in, wipe out an entire city, and the government isn't going to respond immediately. We're not going to get the pallets full of food and water rolling off of the C-130s. It's not happening. The fact of the matter is, no, it isn't. Where is it?
The tsunami was handled better.
Yeah,
it really was. It was more organized. The effort to get in there and clean up and get relief or whatever, because the world, I guess, was involved with it. But it was more organized than this seems to be.
You're hearing a lot of excuses by these people.
Ugh.
You're hearing excuses, and any excuse that Washington can come up with for not having help in there is drown out listening to one person that is actually there talking about how they don't have food and water. There isn't one excuse that overrides their misery that's going on down there, and it's inexcusable.
How has there not been pallets of water brought in? It really is.
Where's the fucking water? It's water. You're not talking about flying in Cristal and dropping it. It's fucking bottled water. Drop it. There are plenty of open fields near these people. What are they waiting for? There's no excuse.
All right, let's go to the phone and say hi to Matt. Matt, what's going on today?
Ramon, get me to the Astrodome.
You're a tool. That was so goddamn funny yesterday, Jimmy.
It was a silly
You are a complete ass, and I loved it.
Yeah, if you're listening to the replays over the weekend on this channel, make sure you check out the Star Wars bit if you didn't hear it when it ran yesterday. Some people saying one of the top 5 bits we've done on XM. So
yeah.
We interview this guy that does a one-man Star Wars show. In the beginning, it was like, yeah, whatever. But it turns out to be one of the best bits we've done so far. So,
did you happen to see Shepard Smith and his well-choreographed reveal of the dead body behind him?
Yeah.
20 times they showed that one. This is another thing. You know, we goof on the media all the time, and I like Shepard Smith's coverage of this whole thing. He's one of the few, like, high-profile guys that are actually there, not on the outskirts. You know, the guy is in the shit. And you got to respect him for that.
You know, a lot of these TV stations have armed security now.
Yep.
I was reading in the paper this morning.
Yeah.
Armed security, 24 hours a day. But Shepard Smith
Shep's right there.
He just went with it. He started on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Filming pretty much the balcony we did our broadcast from.
Yeah.
During Mardi Gras, and now he's moved on to that overpass. And
they've moved a lot of them out, but he's right by the Superdome.
How are those guys eating?
I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Kind of like that old Sam Kinison bit, you know?
Yeah, the cameraman could give him a sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So, Shepard Smith yesterday did a report from the overpass, and it was very dramatic. He sounded very somber, very low tone to his voice, and you could watch almost like a movie being directed. The camera movements. It started out with Shepard Smith maybe facing, let's say he was facing west, and the camera's facing east looking at him. Then they did this whole speech. He gave this whole speech as the scene completely turned around to where now Shepard's facing the other way and the cameraman's facing Shepard. And Shepard gives a speech about refugees on the highway, and then he steps to the side, exposing a dead body that was blocked by him, by himself, laying on the ground. Do you know how many times they must have worked that shot out to make sure the big reveal didn't come until he stepped to the side? It looks all spontaneous. It looks like he's speaking very somber, and then he steps to the side. But you don't get that shot without rehearsing it over and over and over again. And I would have loved to have seen the rehearsal. No, Shep, the corpse is still in the shot. You got to step a little to the left. And that was absolutely happening.
Was it a tape piece?
Yeah, it was a tape piece. Yep.
Today is going to be the day of the dead bodies. They started yesterday, but today you're going to see just...
You think Dead Body Day?
Today is Dead Body Day.
Mm-hmm.
Today is Dead Body Day. That's going to be the big thing they're going to show over and over again. Because they kind of felt this out a little bit yesterday on the news. All right.
Can they take it?
Can they take it? We'll show the grandma. We'll show this, and the Shepard thing. But today...
Let's get the reaction. We'll figure out if they can take the dead bodies.
Today is definitely Dead Body Day.
Yeah.
You watch.
All the money we waste on bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's 100,000 or more residents of this country that need water, and just fucking get them what they need. It's sickening, and it just makes you want to smack somebody's face.
This is just New Orleans we're talking about. Mississippi's a whole different story, man.
At least they can walk
right
to shelters. And Mississippi, they're starting to get power back in certain areas. You see a lot of heavy equipment moving a lot of this shit. That's fine. That's pretty much the aftermath of pretty bad hurricane, what's happening in Mississippi. That's what's happened. It's happened before. People have dealt with it. They've rebuilt. You get your dead. It happens. It's a horrible thing. But the situation in New Orleans is something so far from that. It's so far from that. You have people now that are still just stranded without the essentials, and they're not getting it. And you could say what you want, the looters, they should have left, this, that. What are they doing there still? Walk out, do that. It's not even, you can't even sit there and try to blame the people anymore. Whatever. Yeah, a lot of them, they're fucking assholes. They should have left. You're right. But the biggest issue here is the fact that they're not getting the essentials to live.
And it's been 5 days.
5 days.
I understand the first 24 hours, maybe even the first 48 hours. We're up to, the 5th day here.
Yeah.
And these government officials, they knew that the situation was going to deteriorate.
Yep.
And it did.
Well, that's another thing. Conspiracy theorists, sometimes I like thinking like the conspiracy theorist. I think this is a great social experiment for the government to look at how a city comes apart at the fucking seams when disaster strikes, and you let it go for a little longer than it should. It gives you a good indication of what might happen after maybe an atomic attack, biological attack, something that would close down and panic a city. This kind of gives you a little bit of research, you know?
That'd be a tough one to bring up in a meeting.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
What? Do I believe that? No. But like people are saying, people have said in the past, well, why shouldn't we kind of use some of the research that the Nazis came up with during World War II? It's there. You know, they did some of these horrific experiments, and, you know, why don't we just take a look at it and see if there's anything we can use there? And people have always said, are you insane? That's crazy. Well, I'm sure there are certain people in certain branches of the government that are looking at this and going, since it's happening, why don't we really take a close look at how an American city comes apart at the seams when they're faced with something like this?
Who knows, you know?
Yeah.
Behind those closed doors, anything is possible.
Certainly is.
And if they haven't thought of it before, I'm sure they will be now after that brilliant suggestion.
Washington, looking at you.
As a viewer, it's strange because at this point, if one of the news channels is not on New Orleans, I'm out. I'm out.
Out.
Baton Rouge, I don't care.
Opie, what do you do when they start talking about gas prices?
Get out.
Out.
Mississippi, out.
Opie, Iraq today.
Out.
Out.
CNN, what do you got for me? It's all about New Orleans to me.
MSNBC.
It's all about New Orleans. As soon as they go somewhere else, I'm out.
Talking Head? Out.
Out. Although, like, you know, the flyover in Mississippi where they're pointing out all the stuff yesterday was...
Yeah, that's pretty
That was
intense.
pretty incredible. Incredible footage.
I think I gotta say one thing though, like when you have however many people here trapped on rooftops, I mean it does have to be difficult to get to a lot of people, especially when the helicopter was shot at. Maybe they've suspended certain.
They did.
Yeah. They're saving people. They're saving thousands of people. You know, but it's just not enough.
Well, the animals that are shooting at rescuers, they absolutely need to be shot on the spot by the National Guardsmen without hesitation. They just need to be shot and dealt with.
Oh, they're doing that now.
That's it.
There was a graphic that just hit the TV. 8 looters were killed in one area.
Bravo.
One area, just one little town.
Bravo.
They killed 8.
Yeah, there's quite a few thousand
It's
National
shoot to
Guardsmen
kill now.
on there.
They said shoot to kill. Looters, shoot to kill.
There you go.
That order came out. Let's go to the phone and say hi to Mike in Jersey. Mike, what's up?
Hey, did you see how they're doing, like, the local spin on the hurricane? Like, it could hit New York?
No.
The hurricane
I have not heard that at all.
The hurricane has passed us by, sir.
They said that it could, on Fox TV, they said how it could happen in New York and to get a kit ready and shit.
Oh, you mean for the next hurricane?
Yeah.
I thought you meant this hurricane. This hurricane is somewhere in Alaska.
No, the next
Nova Scotia. It's somewhere way up there.
I think we're a little too far north to really get the brunt of a 5. You know, and again, the New Orleans is below sea level.
The
biggest problem.
Why is Bush enlisting the help of people to open their hearts and wallets? I don't remember a kitty being taken up to send troops over to Afghanistan or Iraq, both of which I supported. So I'm not.
Yeah.
Why is it you don't need donations then and benefits then? Why is he relying on people's generosity now? How about the federal government fucking ponying up the money?
How about I donate every 3 months? I donate, and I make a big donation on April 15th. How about the government? It absolutely goes in. You don't see them grubbing up dollars for an invasion. Right. You're absolutely right.
We have the money. We're not a poor country. We have the money.
Get the troops there. Like I said before, if it was 10,000 Al-Qaeda sitting in the convention center, you'd figure out a way. It wouldn't be 5 days. The press wouldn't be going, Mr. President, Al-Qaeda terrorists, 10,000 of them are in the convention center in New Orleans. What's your plan?
Well, we're sending ships in 5 days. They should be there.
You'd have resources there.
You'd
have soldiers there.
Right in, man.
They would have the resources they need to survive, to do their job. You know, because that's one of the excuses I heard too. You can't just bring troops in. That you need some kind of an infrastructure of communication and whatnot for these troops that would come in. Well, what if it's a national emergency that you cannot wait 5 days for?
It is.
Like an invasion. It absolutely is. I'm putting it in terms that the government would understand. They would drop these soldiers in a second.
This is live pictures of the Superdome? So are they just... Someone explain what's going on at the Superdome. They're getting the people out of there, but more people are just going in there?
More people are coming in than they can take out.
So on Sunday, when that line was forming to get everyone into the Superdome, that was well organized. They had people checking.
Yeah.
And all those people, I'm assuming now, are just gone saying, hey,
Yeah.
This is too dangerous for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the people technically have taken over the Superdome, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. They still have National Guard troops around the Superdome trying to keep people organized, but the numbers are ridiculous. I mean, these guys are so outnumbered. You saw that huge walkway to the entrance of the Superdome. I was watching that last night, just packed with thousands upon thousands of people waiting to get on these buses, and it was a joke. You saw thousands of people, and then you'd see a few buses pull up. People, I guess, were getting on the buses as the buses pulled away, and it did not make a dent. You could not even tell anyone had left that crowd. And this was supposed to get people out. This would have to go on for weeks before you would actually see results.
And a lot of those people would be dead.
Right. And in the meantime, more people are showing up. So more people are showing up than are leaving. They're not getting food and water.
And the body count's just going up now, fast, because now you got people that haven't had water or food in days.
Yeah.
You know, so...
You got people in these hot, stifling conditions, dehydrating. The elderly and the kids are dropping dead.
Dude, I can't take the kids crying on TV anymore.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal. Fucking brutal, because they have no clue what the hell's going on.
I just don't get
on any
it.
level.
I tell you, one comedy show I'd recommend sometime soon. If anyone can get a chance to go see Paul Mooney, if you ever want to see Paul Mooney, this is probably a great time to do it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a nice, vicious tirade.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Pete on Long Island. Pete, what's up?
Morning, boys. I don't know if anybody caught, was it Greta Van Iceface last night? She was interviewing a doctor who said they had 6 murders, 12 rapes, 1 suicide, an MP shot, all inside the Superdome. This doctor said the last thing he said is he is not going back in there. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, well, a lot of the people that were sent to help, not a lot, because we don't have numbers here. We're not going to try to, like, spin shit, but we've been hearing a lot of the people that went down there to try to save people are like, screw this.
Yeah.
You know, when you got a guy with an AK-47 or whatever it was shooting at you.
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
CNN has got a crawl going on right now. There's sniper fire with police on top of the police precinct.
The Superdome right now is like an episode of Oz. You just don't want to... You do not want to be in there, man.
Amazing.
Oh, by the way, Jimmy, I hate you, Jim.
Ooh. Dude, why is that, sir?
I'm sitting inside Sloan Kettering, the cancer hospital in New York last night.
Oh, I got your email.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What's up, Pete? Go ahead.
I'm sitting there listening. My father's up in surgery. I'm surrounded by cancer patients, family of cancer patients. They're all weeping. And here I am listening to Ramon suck his black cock.
Yeah, that Star Wars bit, I'm telling you.
I took every effort to hold, but you know, you got to laugh so hard, you got to hold it back.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to make a scene. Motherfucker, I couldn't stand you.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
Here's the deal with the Star Wars bit. I think it's on FoundYourMusic.com and OpieandAnthony.com. It will be replayed over the weekend. We replay all the shows from the week on Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, another source is Audible.com. Our shows are available up there for a small cost. So it's a bit you definitely want to check out if you haven't heard it yet. All right, Pete, thank you.
Watch it out.
All right.
And so the troops entered to stop looters.
Yeah.
You have to stop looting. But it's amazing how troops should enter and bring supplies first before they fucking stop. Looting is important. You got to stop it. But property can't be protected above getting 30,000 people.
I think the reality is they don't even know where to begin. They don't know where to begin. They're trying to save lives, and then they got the looting, and then it's crazy.
You can drop shit in, too.
To at least
you can drop food and water in.
You think that'll calm people down a little bit?
Absolutely. It'll keep them breathing until you come up with a better idea, perhaps.
All right. Do we have that doctor audio from last night? Yeah, listen to this. I did hear this.
We're joined now on the phone by Dr. Charles Burnell. He's an emergency room doctor who has been working inside the Superdome. Was it worse than what you expected when you first set foot in that Superdome? I realize, with the level of violence, it seems like everyone's worst nightmare. But were you expecting that, or was it beyond what you can even put in words?
The situation there, the first odor is that of urine and feces. And when you walk in the place, it's a very unstable, very high tension, very dangerous environment. And from the time we were in there, from the people grabbing on us and trying to get attention and trying to get help and trying to show us their loved ones that needed help, to the time we got out of there and could maintain any safe distance at all. But that barrier was completely broken. Every time there was an incident that broke out, National Guard had to tend to that and diffuse that situation, which left us uncovered the entire time. And it got to the point where, as medical personnel, we had to make a decision of whether or not to stay without protection or without adequate protection for some time and put ourselves at risk and continue to try to take care of these people, or whether we needed to get out.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Man.
wow. We got more from the doctor?
The good doctor.
Were there actually weapons brought into the Superdome? I mean, what's the violence, the actual violence inside the Superdome?
Well, we had several murders. We had 3 murders last night. We had a total of 6 rapes last night. We had the day before, I think there were 3 or 4 murders. There were half a dozen rapes that night. We had 1 suicide that night. Last night we had one of the military police shot in an incident through the leg, which we were able to medevac out in the middle of the night. And that has been our biggest problem, was getting the medevacs out, because we just could not logistically get those people out of there quick enough. All of our centers and all of our beds were overtaken with sick patients, and again, we ran out of resources. We did not have oxygen. We did not have any medications to speak of, except for some breathing medicines, which we couldn't even use because we had no oxygen to run the machines.
New Orleans mayor leashes out at feds over lack of... lashes, Jesus. New Orleans mayor lashes out at feds over lack of aid. That's the latest headline.
Did you see the chant?
Help us.
Fuck you, Ray.
Oh,
Fuck you, Ray, on CNN. They were showing that a couple of times, actually.
Ray?
Yeah, the mayor over there of New Orleans. Yeah, there he is. Ray. They were chanting, fuck you, Ray, and CNN just let it fly. They're letting a lot of curses fly on this one. I don't think the FCC's going to be cracking down on the news organizations.
Looks like local government was too busy looking good on those damn floats every year. They're not doing much behind the scenes to make sure something like this wouldn't,
well, you got to admit,
wouldn't get out of control.
The local guys, like what is the mayor supposed to do when the city he runs, he runs his business from is destroyed? All he can do is ask for help.
Right.
And he hasn't really gotten it.
All right, we got one more clip from the doctor.
Are you going back?
Not until there is a lot better security down there, and I'm not putting my life in that type of a dangerous situation. I would love to help out to try to evacuate as many of these people as possible, especially the ones with medical necessity. But until I can ensure that I'm not putting my life in a significantly dangerous situation as I was before, I will not be back in the Superdome.
Doctor, thank you very much.
I just want to jump in real fast. Dallas has offered the Reunion Arena?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, I just got a thought here, that's all.
What?
They're offering up these stadiums and arenas and domes that they don't need for real sporting events.
For real sporting events, yeah.
God
forbid you put off a game or two.
It's like I'm seeing names of arenas and stuff that
never heard of it.
And stadiums. Hey, it's great, obviously, but it's like, what? Who plays at that one?
Last night I saw Detroit's mayor got on and offered up Detroit, to which I guess some of the survivors said, "I'm not crazy." You don't want to. But it was kind of refreshing to see a black mayor of a city get up there and say, "Hey, these are our people. We're absolutely throwing the doors open for them." I'm noticing another silence, not just the administration making up excuses for where the help is, but where are the black leaders? Where's all these black Baptist churches that have these buses, have room in their churches to bring these people there and put them up? How about 10 families in a church to put them up all over the country, everywhere? To, get a caravan going of your church buses, get down there and start picking some of these people up and giving them a place to stay.
Just the fact, though, in the federal disaster, we have to start thinking of church buses.
Right.
It's just
I know, it's ridiculous.
Horrible how this was handled.
Well, but not only is there a silence from the government, but even the black leadership. That's why I'm saying it's not so much a race thing as it is a class thing. Because these people are just looked at as trash, and even people in the black community are going, we'll see what the government does, before we step in and pick up the ball here.
Doctors don't feel protected enough to take care of people. I mean, how do you not have a couple of armed guards around a doctor? It just stinks.
We got a couple people on the phones that that strongly disagree with us. Mike in New York. Mike, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey.
Hey, listen, first of all, I just want to say that you guys are awesome. Second, Jimmy, you're an absolute asshole.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've been listening to you guys all the way since Boston. Jimmy, you were nothing before you joined in NEW. You're nothing now. The fact that you think that you're somebody just makes you even more of a nothing.
Mike, that's not why you called.
I called to tell Jimmy that he was an asshole. Okay, I'll get on why I called. Jimmy,
we could do all that asshole talk another day. That's not why you called. I mean, don't trick. I hate when people, trick us.
All right,
I mean, we get to.
I started off with saying Jimmy is an
all right,
asshole.
but Mike,
what is your point, scumbag? What's your fucking
My
point?
Jerk off is if you want to learn the way the logistics of our government works, our federal government is not responsible for state problems.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Because you don't know what you're talking
about.
Not responsible.
You dickhead.
Fuck you.
You're a fucking loser, Jimmy.
And when I'm on the radio and you're calling in, motherfucker.
What does that mean? So that means you're special, jerk off?
Thank you for clarifying that. That's exactly what it means. I'm special.
Your opinion means nothing, Jimmy.
My opinion is important. I'm a fancy, important man, and you are a nobody.
I'm a nobody.
Yes.
I'm the one telling you you're an asshole.
Exactly, and you're going to keep listening, boy. You're going to sit in your car, and you're going to keep listening.
They're the real talent, you stupid fuck.
That's the beauty of it. I get paid and do nothing. That's what makes me smart, and you're dumb.
Human being ever because you do nothing and you get paid for it.
Exactly.
Your opinion means nothing.
But you're listening to it, aren't you? And you're paying to hear it. No, this show is called Norton and Friends, fella, and that's how it's sold on the XM platform.
No, it's not sold with you there.
Shut up and let my friends laugh, silly goose.
Anthony and Jimmy, jerk off.
Exactly. Keep it, you angry young man.
Mike.
Go ahead, go and leave. I pardon you.
There goes.
Bye, Mike.
There goes Mike.
Hope your mother gets cancer the night before you get married.
Look,
exactly, and I meant it.
Look, there's other
scumbag.
There's other days we could go down the asshole, road, but I mean, don't trick us. We do try to get to everybody, and if you do have a problem with somebody on the show, we let you, say what you want.
Just email me, yellowtreats@AOL.com. You fuck.
But, we're having a serious discussion for this first hour, and whatever. What are we going to do? Jerry in Vegas, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. There's so much stupidity going on in the show this morning.
Oh.
Let's take one example.
All right, your public speaking ability. Let's start there.
Out there in that open area in that field. Well, Jesus Christ, if there was an open field, there would be people in it. If you drop it, you kill the people. If you drop it, you break the water.
Oh, shut up.
Anthony, if you're so fucking smart, why are you a goddamn radio host? Run for president, for Christ's sake.
Are you... Dude. Hey. Are you actually holding on to the thing, you can't criticize the president because you can't do it? Are you actually saying that, you fucking grown man? Is that your argument? If you know better, you should be president, you dope? Did he hang up?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
And,
no, you didn't.
And you know something?
Figures.
Douchebag, I've seen plenty of open real estate where thousands of people are. Open grass fields. These are the people that came out of the water, douchebag. He's saying, where do you drop them? There's no dry ground. What, did you watch the news at all? Have you seen the scenes of thousands of people and plenty of dry ground around them? That's where they were walking to, asshole. Dry ground. What an ass.
The funniest part of that call, he called you a liberal.
I know.
I don't know if he got to that point, but it was under the comments, and I'm like, wow.
I am the furthest thing from a liberal. The furthest thing from a liberal. But people don't seem to understand. It doesn't mean that I have to accept everything the right feeds you. That the fact that you can't. There are people that feel they cannot criticize the president, or they will be this liberal Democrat. So they just blindly follow. Look at what he does and never, ever criticize it. And anyone that does criticize him is a unpatriotic piece of shit that should be beaten and thrown out of the country.
Well, here's the bottom line. This administration, and I've been pretty pro-Bush, has handled this situation fucking despicably. And to the mushmouth disaster that just called in, you're a fucking idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. And that's all I have to say. You're dumb and I'm not.
I love the comment that the state is responsible and the federal government isn't responsible. What? What?
Then why the fuck pay federal taxes? Why are we paying federal taxes? Why am I talking with apple in my mouth?
Oh. And once the state asks for help, then it's the federal government's responsibility. It's not. This guy is probably talking about the fact that the federal government troops cannot swoop into your state uninvited and start working on things. That is true. But once the state asks, which they did immediately, then the federal government, yes, it is their responsibility to come in and help. Asshead.
All right, front page.
You're not the president. How do you know?
Why don't you run for president? By gum, he's given me an idea.
Shit. Front pages across America. The Houston Chronicle, a desperate SOS.
Yeah.
Daytona Beach, News Journal, Anarchy. Boston Herald. While Katrina hits home at the pumps, gas panic.
How will it affect the Sox in the playoffs?
Exactly.
Jerk off, Boston.
The Columbus Dispatch, City in Chaos. Detroit News, unbelievable. Philadelphia Inquirer, desperate SOS again. Miami Herald, boiling point.
Boiling point.
And Arkansas, a city beyond desperation. Some of the headlines across America in the newspapers. Everyone talking about this.
Everyone's desperate.
Michael Brown, head of FEMA on Today's Show, Anthony. Disputes reports of response times with the National Guard.
Michael Brown runs the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. Mr. Brown, good morning.
Good morning, Katie.
We're hearing just terrible reports coming from New Orleans. It's anarchy down there. What is going on? Why hasn't the response been faster, and why aren't people getting the help they need?
Katie, people are getting the help they need, and I understand the frustrations that are being expressed by some of the local emergency managers and the mayor.
Gotta love the Today Show.
Was that the Today Show?
Yeah.
People are getting the help they need. Help! Help!
Yeah,
help!
Cue video. All I hear is help in the background. Wow.
And this is a nice picture, by the way, of Condoleezza Rice Wednesday night, because she took in Spamalot here in the city.
Are you kidding
me?
me?
No, there's a great picture of her walking out Wednesday from Spamalot.
Wednesday. Yeah. She went to the Broadway production of Spamalot
yes.
here in Secretary of State.
Wednesday was at Spamalot. I don't know any better, though. I'm not Secretary of State. Maybe you need to see a Monty Python comedy musical.
Instead of
you know how hard it is to get tickets?
That's probably a good point.
That's
why they're all fighting down there. You don't understand. They want Spamalot tickets.
It's a very hard ticket, Jimmy.
Yes.
As South drowns, Rice soaks in New York. That is a great headline. Unbelievable.
Anyway, back to the tape here, the Today Show. Let's explain what's going on here. The video they're playing is this guy is saying, that help is on the way and all that.
Yeah.
The situation is getting slightly better. The video they're playing is from days ago.
Oh, really?
Just to really hammer their point home and really make this guy squirm. Let's get back to it.
Frustrations that are being expressed by some of the local emergency managers and the mayor and others. This is an ongoing disaster. This disaster did not just end when Katrina left and went on to become a big thunderstorm in the Ohio Valley somewhere. And what we're doing here is we have ongoing relief efforts. For example, the Superdome. We're feeding those people. We have truckloads and convoys of supplies going there. And I think what's happening is we continue to see the disaster unfold. And every urban search and rescue team is literally going from house to house to house and then back again.
Let me ask you about local law enforcement. Apparently, they have not been able to maintain order in New Orleans. Some kind of a much stronger federal response is needed. When will the National Guard be deployed, and when will they get there, and how many?
The National Guard has been deployed. The President has given me authority to tap into the military, and I have General Honoré of the 1st Army here, and he's doing an incredibly good job under very difficult circumstances. We're ramping up the numbers of National Guard, the numbers of boots on the ground, and by Sunday I'll have 30,000 National Guard troops to secure the city, make it safe for my rescue and urban search and rescue and medical teams to get in there and help people, and also the relief teams that are helping do the evacuations. So we're securing the city. The General's doing a great job, and we're going to fix that problem and stop that lawlessness.
One of the funny things I saw last night on the news was Anderson Cooper interviewing this family that had found their baby, and their last name is like B-R-A-N-N-E-R. E-A-U-X. You know how that's pronounced down there? Bro. And he actually said, "Good luck, Mr. Bro," to the guy.
I wish we had that.
Yeah, it was. I was roaring. I wish the Mister wasn't in there, but it was. Good luck, Mr. Bro.
That's very good. Got to know the show to understand that one. All right, Michael Brown, why response has taken so long yet?
Mr. Brown, I don't mean to belabor the point, but we knew for several days that this hurricane was going to hit. To say that by Sunday you'll have 30,000 National Guardsmen on the ground, it seems like a pretty long lag time in terms of actually having them on site.
Well, again, it's a growing and continuing disaster. You know, before the hurricane struck, I came down here personally and rode the storm out in Baton Rouge. Of course, I have not near the problems that some of these disaster victims had, so I'm not trying to make a comparison there. But we got here. We had all of our rescue teams, the medical teams pre-deployed, ready to go. The hurricane hit. The disaster continued to unfold, and as it unfolded, we continued to bring more and more teams in here. I have to tell you, though, that the lawlessness and the crime that's occurring did surprise us, and we are bringing in additional National Guard troops to secure that so that we can continue the rescue and relief efforts.
I haven't seen Boston opening up their doors to any refugees.
They're actually busing people from Boston down to the Superdome.
I believe I got Boston's response to that.
All right.
Food and water getting to the Superdome.
What about simple things like food and water? It seems that many people still haven't gotten those essential supplies. Why is that?
Well, that's a frustrating issue for me because, I mean, I can sit here and read off all the stats of, 214 truckloads of water going to New Orleans. Each truckload can provide water for 5,000 people. We've provided food to the people in the convention center so that they've gotten at least one, if not two meals every single day. We're doing that not just in New Orleans, but throughout Alabama and Mississippi, too. So I get frustrated, as everyone else does, when they hear the stories, because what we're doing is literally going individual to individual, and as more individuals continue to manifest themselves as they come out of their homes or wherever it's safe that they've been hiding away from the storm, we have to get to those individuals on an individual basis and get food to them too. It's just a massive process that we're undertaking here to take care of every single one of those individuals.
Man, how many thousands of people are going to end up dead from this? In New Orleans alone.
Well, I don't want to give out any numbers right now, Opie, but I would say many, many thousands.
I don't even like to speculate because I'm not the president.
Right. I ain't the president. You know where they're going to find a lot of dead people? In those houses. Once that water level's brought down, you're just going to find some bloated bodies in there. A lot of these people, you got to figure, a lot of people, especially the old and the very young, weren't able to climb up into their attics at all. So they probably just died on the first floors. The ones that could climb into their attics, think of how many people probably couldn't cut through their roof in time. Suffocated with the stifling heat. You know what an attic is like when it's 95 degrees outside? You don't last in there very long at all. And unless you have some kind of tools up there to cut a hole in there or are able to lift a vent off of the roof or even know that you can do something like that, you're done. So I think that's where they're going to find a lot of these people in their houses.
Man. One more question to Michael Brown here, head of FEMA, on the Today Show a little while ago.
And finally, Mr. Brown, what can you say to people listening right now in terms of when the situation will be brought under control?
I think we'll start seeing dramatic improvements over the next several days. The military, I think, will be an incredibly good asset for us to be able to use here. All the assets of the Department of Homeland Security are here to be able to help us. I think we're going to see, again, as the disaster begins to settle down, the floodwaters begin to recede, and we begin to find out exactly where people are and get into those neighborhoods again, house by house. I think we'll see a dramatic improvement over the next several days.
Oh, we can only hope, right?
Yeah. Oh, is that one of the explosions happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a big fire.
Looks like a massive fire.
Some kind of chemical plant seems to have exploded. That's what... Just throw everything in there. It's like a Schwarzenegger movie now. Forget it. Is that thing
the
again?
Same thing that fucking fell yesterday, just fucking fell again, and I have a boot on my foot. Cocksucker.
You have a what on your foot?
Holy shit. You're wearing a booty.
Why are you wearing a ski boot?
Because he's got an injured ankle.
What fell?
Same thing that fell yesterday.
What is it? Because I can't see it from my angle.
It's a panel underneath there.
Oh, it's a panel? I thought it was that big, like, pylon or whatever.
That thing is huge.
Is it?
Oh. There you go. Fucking fix it.
Don't kick it with your bad foot, Jimmy.
It's like a hatch. It's a big hatch.
What the heck is that?
It's the second time that almost hit my foot. Can they fucking screw it in?
Jeez.
Well, they're studying it.
What's your booty for?
We got someone looking at it right now through the door.
little boot.
My foot's all fucked up.
They're
Is
studying.
it all fucked up, or?
Yeah. I almost need surgery, but I don't. I'm close.
Chris, what's going on?
I wish you guys would go back to a comedy show and quit being so serious. I can't believe I actually agree with Sniffin, but this is killing me.
Shut up, stupid.
Chris.
Well, I mean, come on.
Shut up. We know what you mean. We don't care.
Did you listen to yesterday's show?
Yeah.
Okay, now at the beginning of the show, we talked about what is, let me think, the most important story in the country right now for about an hour. And then, didn't we move on to other things?
But I dropped.
Didn't we move, sir, didn't we move on to other things?
Do it the second and third hour.
No, it's very difficult to come on and do a show when a story like this is happening and not talk about it. Don't you understand how this works?
It's front page news of every paper in the country.
It's very hard to do a show that talks about current events and not hit on this first.
I'm not trying to flame you guys, but
no, you
when
are.
I drive to work, I listen to it all day at work. I listen to MSNBC, all of these different things, and that's all it is.
So what do you want us to do? You want us to shove wiffle ball bats up girls' twats today for you?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're a douchebag. You don't get it.
Well, if you don't like it, put on something else. Put in a comedy tape. I don't know what to tell you.
Until we touch on something else.
It's one of the biggest stories that hit America and
just
who knows, probably our lifetimes.
We had fun yesterday with the Star Wars guy, and then I enjoyed the conversation we had about Jimmy's little love letters and walking around with the stereo, with the radio, the boombox, and then experiences like trying to ask girls out. We touched on other things, and it was very fun yesterday. I listened to the replay. But there is no way we can get on the air at 7 in the morning here in New York, and after watching the news and reading the papers all day, and not hit on this. Don't you get it?
Some people will just never get it. Some people will never get what this show's about. Mike in Georgia, what's up?
What's up, man? I just wanted to bitch a little bit about some of these assholes that are calling in, fucking running their mouth. Like, you guys are giving people a good venue to vent and rant a little bit, but until these motherfuckers' opinions mean something, they should shut the fuck up.
Unless they want a phony zoo show where we come in and we're wacky and zany no matter what's happening in the news. I mean, that's not this show. This show is what we're thinking about on a daily basis and what's affecting us and I believe the rest of the country that's listening, and we talk about it. It's not all about a fucking dick joke when shit's going on.
And those zoo crews won't even give you a real opinion either way. They're like,
no.
You got to take care of those people down there. Let's just hope they're okay. Hey, listen, coming up, we got the weather in the news. They're fucking fraudulent on every level, not just comedically.
Is that what he wants? Us to just not even touch on it and just come up with jokes and gags? That's phony. We're not phony. Sorry.
This is what's hitting us today. This is what's hitting us. Sorry, we saw dead people on the news last night. We're a little bit affected.
I don't think people get the show sometimes. I think they think it's a pure like comedy show because we goof around 99% of the time. That 1% of the time where we talk about shit that's affecting us, they don't get that.
There's always been a serious angle to this radio show, and that's what amazes me when the critics out there, attack us, and our own listeners attack us. It's like, if you've been listening since the beginning, there's always been a serious angle. Not a huge chunk of the show. I'm not going to try to pat ourselves on the back here. But when it's deserved, we go down the serious road for a while. We always have done that. But, article after article, shock jocks. All they're good for is having a couple have sex in St. Pat's. Yeah. The show is so much more than that. So much more. And even though one of the biggest stories is going on that's really serious, yesterday we still squeezed in probably over 2 hours of comedy. Probably
2 hours of the funny, I like to call it. The funny.
But, man, we have a huge listener base, and they're affected by what's going on in front of them on TV. That's all. Look, every channel has it. Every newspaper on the front page. Here it is. Kentucky, desperation. A cauldron of anarchy. That's coming in from the Star Tribune. Like Twin Cities. Los Angeles Times. New Orleans slides into chaos. U.S. scrambles to send troops.
New York Post. Angelina Jolie loses shoe in hotel.
Angelino.
Even the Post is...
Did I say that?
Oh, did you?
Angelo.
I got to stand up now. Even the Post has a serious headline today. Look at their front page. They're not even fucking around.
Did I say Angelino?
Angelino.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, you did.
Good.
That was cute.
All right, we'll make everybody happy. I don't understand why the government can't help these people and get the supplies that they really need down to the people that need it.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ant. I'll tell you this one thing. If we had the flying cars they promised us when we were kids,
everyone could fly.
They would have been able to hover all over the damn place, dropping supplies.
You're Steve rescuing people.
They wouldn't need.
There you go. And another person saved.
You wouldn't need dry roads if we had our flying vehicles that were promised to us.
Yeah.
They could have just been hovering above.
Almost every story on the front page of the Times is about this. Every story on the front page of the Times.
New York Times has a picture of a body just floating there dead. San Francisco Chronicle. I took your A that you missed on your joke and edited it to Frisco.
Angelino Jolie.
I just said San Francisco. Anarchy, anger, desperation. That's their headline today. Washington Post, front page, a city of despair and lawlessness. Seattle Times, stricken coast asks, where is the help? And Dallas simply has SOS. You guys hear Wolf Blitzer last night?
No.
With his little slip up?
Wolf Blitzer. Oh, I did hear that one. Yes, I did.
It was like a Freudian thing, right? He's in the middle of it. He's like, and they're saying that a lot of victims, I love cock, are not getting exactly what it is they need. Just kind of slipped out.
I like Wolf. What is it called? The Situation Room. The Situation Room. That's what. That's his show, and he's got what I call the wall of holy shit behind him. It's about 8 screens with all kinds of horrific video playing behind him. His wall of holy shit.
I like that.
And he, one of the entertaining things about it last night, he was doing a report. He's talking right into the camera. He's got the wall of holy shit behind him. And one of the frames had that very angry black guy that walked right up to the camera and started yelling and cursing. And it looked like he was ready to attack Wolf because he was kind of superimposed behind him on the screen.
Yeah.
Wolf, get out of the way! I also got a note last night. This one from Rick Delgado. He emailed me.
Our old producer?
Yep.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just says, Ant, had a great idea. I'm getting the band back together. No, not really. Like he's goofing on getting the band back and putting another song back together. And I told him he probably shouldn't make a song about this.
That is so weird. I wonder why he only communicates with you now. That's very, very strange.
I said, how are things going in Fagtown? He said, Fagtown is actually pretty cool. It's in San Francisco now. Nice city to live in, and the weather rocks, but the Asians are still out to get me fired.
He's such an ass. He's such an ass. Well, here's Wolf Blitzer last night from the what room?
The Situation Room.
With the wall of what? I love that.
The wall of holy shit!
And, the news is milking this. They got the dramatic music now going into commercials.
Oh, with the photo montage.
But they're still going into commercials, the montage and the music's a lot.
There's a lot of oil company commercials on during this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. but a lot of like Exxon and other BP, like, and they get these people there that I guess work for the company, or they're actors that are supposed to look like they work for it, and they're just talking about how good they are to the environment and how they're looking for other resources and stuff like that. I don't know why, but there's a lot of them.
Here's Wolf Blitzer. Listen closely.
As much as you see that picture, though, you simply get chills every time you see these poor individuals. As Jack Cafferty just pointed out, so tragically, so many of these people, almost all of them that we see, are so poor and they are so black, and this is going to raise lots of questions for people who are watching this story unfold. We'll take a quick break. More of our special coverage right after this.
There was a pause there where he went, uh-oh.
Did I just say so black?
So black.
Jack Cafferty was on just before him, and he was talking about how these people are poor and black. And he goes, and they are so poor. He goes, you see them and just a sea of black faces. And then Wolf got on, and he was like, so poor. So black. These motherfuckers are like charcoal there. Jack.
Need to get some white blood into these folks.
So black.
So black.
There's some whitey running around in there, though. You see him every so often.
Here and there.
I saw one being carried away.
Yeah.
With bruises on him.
Well, there's one on the cover of the Daily News today. There's a white guy. Daily News photographer captures the horror outside Superdome as a beaten man is carried away. Beatings, lootings, gunfire, rape, all the features down there. This guy, man, is he beat up. He's unconscious. They're carrying him off. Doesn't it look like he's got one of those little SS things on his arm? Those little, what is that? That little SS lightning bolt? On his arm? Yeah, this might have been a, yo, shut the fuck up. Maybe this guy should have kept his shirt on.
Yeah.
Maybe not expose that tat. Yeah, the South. A lot of fun down there.
Venezuela is helping us out.
Uh-oh.
Cool. Look at that man's teeth.
Oh. Yeah, there are just some really foul people down there.
See, this is Baton Rouge footage. Go back to New Orleans.
Baton Rouge.
Turn the channel.
This is one of the shelters. They're feeding people now.
All right, Anthony, this just came in. ABC News report on rising gas prices.
It is out here on the highways of America that for the millions of Americans who are not directly impacted by Katrina, it is perhaps most clear that this has become a national disaster. In places closest to the hurricane zone, there are still long lines for gas. In Mobile, Alabama, customers waited only to find out the pumps had gone dry.
Out of fuel.
Governors in some states are warning gas station owners against price gouging. At this station in Louisiana, a reporter found an owner lowering prices only when the camera got there. In Connecticut, one station stopped selling gas because of the high cost of bringing it in.
We're just taking a stand against price gouging, and we won't do it. We won't be a party to it.
Drivers across the country, including New York City, are fed up with higher prices.
They're trying to blame it on a hurricane that's in New Orleans, and we're in New York.
14 gallons, $48. Too quickly, too fast, too expensive, too unexpectedly.
How worried should you be about Labor Day travel? Experts say there will be fuel for planes and gas for buses, but if you're driving yourself, prepare to pay.
When you're talking about 20 cents, 40 cents in the period of a week, I mean, gas prices may well go over $4 in some parts of the country. This is going to really hit people in the wallet when they're at the pump.
All right, so the big question is, when will the prices come down? The experts say the key to that is the refineries. Refineries are places that take crude oil and turn it into gas that we can all use. 8 refineries were shut down by Katrina. At this point, Charlie, only one of them has plans to go back into operation, and that could take 2 weeks. Back to you.
There you have it. Latest on the gas prices.
This is 5 Glubs in New York. Funny name, but you're an ass. He goes, Anthony, you can criticize the president all you want. Stop acting like you're such a free thinker and everyone is sheep. Your criticisms don't hold up, though, if they rely on visceral populist rhetoric and dull cynicism. That isn't my argument. My argument holds up. It's not based on visceral populist rhetoric and dull cynicism. It's based on the fact that thousands of people don't have food and water.
Now, that whole criticism is based on the fact he wanted to say those words and he couldn't figure out how to get them in a sentence.
We get it. You're smart.
Yeah.
We get it. You have a thesaurus.
What?
A thesaurus.
I'm criticizing the administration for not acting quickly enough to get these people the essentials. I'm not even talking about getting them all out. I'm not saying why aren't they all in hotel rooms right now getting room service. I'm talking about food and water for these people that they know where they are. They know where thousands of them are sitting right now, and they've gone days and days and days without the essentials. Why is that populist rhetoric and dull cynicism, you ass? And I can criticize the president all I want. Of course I can.
He's been dying to say dull cynicism.
Visceral populist rhetoric.
No one talks like that. You 5 glubs.
Yeah.
You enjoy Yates humor.
Yeah. You know what that post needs at the end? One man! Shut up, visceral populist rhetoric man!
Bill Burr in studio once again. You picked a great week to do the show with us.
This has been the worst week trying to hype my shows. Everywhere you just can't escape this story.
No.
Yeah, and we have
the horror, the destruction. Coming up at Caroline's this week, we got a comedian.
Right.
And the funny.
Bringing the funny into the show today, Bill Burr.
How was it last night?
It was decent. There was
Hey,
some
there
people
you
up
go.
here from New Orleans. This
Really?
guy was psyched, though. Everyone was giving him free shit.
Wow.
Yeah, he went to, you want to buy a CD? I'm like, oh, you're from New Orleans? Here, take it. He's like, no, I can't. And he's like taking the CDs, telling me, went around, he went to go buy some expensive cigars. You just had to say he's from New Orleans. It's just like...
That's what it's all about.
I think that's the thing. Work on a Creole accent.
That's
Go
what,
around
you
New
know,
York.
for a while it was, if you were from Oklahoma City, you got the free stuff, and then if you were a 9/11, if you were a fireman in New York City, I mean, you carte blanche, you get whatever you want. And now you
It's
just
hip-
say you're
it's
from
hip-
New
yeah,
Orleans.
it's hip to be from
The
New Orleans.
disaster du jour. Well, there was one guy, I guess, drove up in, he took a
I'm
cab.
practicing. What the hell? Give it a shot.
He was a cab driver down in New Orleans, and he drove his cab up north.
I saw that guy,
yeah.
too.
And they're offering him jobs to be a cab driver, and
yeah,
amazing what they'll do for you if you're in a disaster and you make it out.
More front pages coming in. The Chicago Sun-Times, Chaos and Misery. Des Moines, Desperation Grows, yes. A lot of papers going with that angle.
Dude, it's not even a murder or the looting, it's the rape.
Rape.
That's just really just taking it to the not funny.
Yeah, that
It's
just, I mean,
just like-
that's not even about, well, I need shoes, or this will blow over at some point and I need a plasma TV, or food. That's just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean,
What a
because the
sex
person...
drive, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, your chest in shit-filled water, and you're still checking out.
You still, like, wanna get laid.
I'm on that. Give it up!
Think of how awful that is. I mean, rape's got to be bad enough. But in that circumstance, you've already gone through hell. You've made it, it's like, oh my, I'm being raped now?
I know.
I was just... I'm
Listen,
standing in
it's
shit
got
water.
to be bad enough. You know, in room temperature with plenty of
yeah.
food in the fridge.
Right. With
Rape
the
is
air
already
conditioner on.
unsettling.
Yeah. Nice TV's on or something. Just anything to distract you.
I don't think people down there want to have just regular sex after not showering for 5 days. Can you imagine?
It's just a mess.
I need all nice smells. I'm a nice smell guy.
Smell of shit.
You think they should hang up some of those trees, those little car fresheners in the
I
Superdome?
can't imagine, man. You got to be a sick fuck.
Well, I think that's what they're getting at. Yeah, if you're raping in this,
You know
they're
what,
saying a lot of the people are drug addicts that don't have their methadone, don't have their heroin anymore, because there's a huge drug problem down there, and now they're just freaking out and going crazy.
What do you give them, cigarettes? No one's smoking probably? It's got to be awful.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine your cigarettes running out. Oof, you got to rape.
You're on your last...
Shit.
You're on your last one, and 30 black fellas come up and want it. You know, guys, it's my last...
Yeah, and you make it on the front page of the Daily News.
Let's go to Dustin, who's in Ohio. Dustin!
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, man.
Hey, happy birthday, Jimmy.
Oh, thank you, man. It's kind of being overridden by other stuff, but no. September 2nd is my birthday.
I just wanted to kiss you guys' ass for a second and kind of veer off this whole path that everybody else is going on. You guys are great.
Thanks.
I've been listening to you guys since you were on NEW, and all these guys are assholes, man. That's all I wanted to say.
All right.
Give me a car
sir.
crash.
No, that was fine. Thank you. Theo, what's up? Virginia.
Hey guys, love the show.
All right.
I was thinking about the whole looting aspect, and you guys could probably help me out with this. Why do we even care if they're looting? Isn't all this stuff already written off insurance-wise, and couldn't we just let them run around and loot all they want so that we could focus more on saving people?
I think it's about restoring order. I think that's more. It's not even the money or the monopoly someone's going to steal. It's about just restoring just complete anarchy.
Law.
Oh well, I don't know. I look at it and I keep thinking that they if you're busting somebody off to Houston, they got a plasma screen, make them drop it, before they get on the bus.
Well, I don't think they're bringing big screen television.
Oh my God! No, one of the reporters saw a plasma TV just sitting in the middle of Bourbon Street, and this guy was amazed, like, where do they think they were walking off to with this thing?
Right.
They could see. They even could see like the small stuff, like maybe sneakers and clothes and whatever.
Yeah.
But they were amazed. It was a big screen plasma TV just sitting in the middle of Bourbon Street because they got the idea to take it and then realized, well, yeah, where are we bringing this thing?
I don't have a wall anymore to hang this on.
And you can see who's been looting because they're getting into these helicopter rescue things and they're wearing Armani suit jackets, dirty white socks and Armani jackets.
Plus, where are you going to bring it? You're going to show up to the shelter. You got a Circuit City shopping cart. This is all I can say from my house. Everything's still in the boxes. You just got to raise it work, man.
Let the Schwoogies loot.
Oh man.
Jesus. What the hell is a Schwoogie? Is that
I think it's a derogatory term for an African American.
All we know is that our general manager in Boston used that term in front of us, and we've been using it ever since. We really don't know what the exact definition of Schwoogie is, but we've gone with it for many years now. He was pissed at us because he had to deliver a check to the Schwoogies instead of go play golf because we screwed up bad.
Because we screwed up and had to give money to a charity, and the only people that would accept money from us as a charity were the black Vietnamese, disabled black Vietnamese veterans. We tried the Jimmy Fund. We tried everything. They did not want Opie and Anthony money. They didn't
Jimmy
want our
Fund in Boston did not want.
They'd rather have children
money.
dying of cancer than take our money.
They'd rather have kids with hair falling out than take our money.
So
Can
the
you believe that?
disabled Vietnam
we learned
black,
a valuable lesson that day.
Disabled black Vietnam veterans took our money, and Brucey Mittman, our GM, had to present the big giant check to them. So, typical Boston. He
marches
said,
in.
Yeah.
While we were doing our afternoon drive
he said,
show.
Boys, while you were here, I missed a day of golf because I had to present a check to the Schwoogies. Schwoogies.
Unbelievable. Trying to bond with you. I'm going to be edgy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be on the edge, boys.
He was a midget that loved his pot, and he was running the whole place. We actually liked the guy. We had a love-hate relationship with this guy.
The guy was 5 feet tall, and he drove the biggest Suburban. And swear to God, watching him get into that thing was hysterical. We used to tell him, just get the rope ladder. You look ridiculous enough. How much more ridiculous will it look if a rope ladder rolls out the side and you could climb up it? He needs one of those helicopter baskets to get in
it
a
looked like
winch.
he was in a monster truck.
Winch.
Just the worst.
Monster truck.
So that's where the Schwoogie term came from.
Yeah, Brucey Mittman.
I forgot what we did that day where we fucked up, but I don't know.
Yeah, why would we have to do that?
Well, it was for our CD.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
It was for our CD. We wanted to do the right thing and get some proceeds to a charity, so we went all around Boston, and that was the only charity that would accept
I remember
our
when
money.
we had to meet with the gays, and he came walking in, and he goes, "Boys, the faggots are here."
Right. And we had to march down the hall, and someone had to just run our show for about a half hour, and they handed out dittos.
Oh, they handed out all this stuff.
What was the one ditto? Mark, what was it?
It was a big coming out thing was the problem they had. It was the problem they had was how hard it is for young gay men to come out.
Wasn't that over that dumb bit, "Hi Mom, I'm gay"?
Yeah.
That was all it was, right?
Yep. It was it. And they got all angry and offended that it's very difficult for a gay man to come out to his friends and family, and you making light of this is horrible. So we had to sit in this office. I can't believe we were at the point in our careers where we actually did this and didn't just punch the GM in the face.
But I want to go back again. He
Yeah.
did walk down and say, "The faggots are here."
Yeah, boys, the faggots are here.
And then we go into the general manager's office. He's supposed to be the big guy in charge, and then he's in there very serious and reprimanding us in front of the, quote, faggots.
It had nothing to do with him thinking we were wrong and let's bring these people in to sensitize the guys to this. This was purely, I don't need these faggots on my back. We'll have them come in, blah, blah, blah. They'll leave,
So what do they do?
everything's
Then you
solved.
just sit down and they reprimand you?
So,
like,
yes,
that's gonna-
that is exactly what it was. We sat.
handed out
They
dittos.
handed out dittos that
And
they
books.
had printed up about, like...
Books that they took out of the library.
Johnny tells his family,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there making like we're reading it, and I got a rod. and they were talking about, with the whole voice and everything. It's very difficult to come out, and it's a very nerve-wracking thing for somebody. And I'm sitting there like, I'm going to start laughing. I'm going to start laughing, and I'm biting my lip. And that was our day that we had to sit with the faggots, as Brucey Mittman put
And
it.
Brucey was like, boys, take the dittos home and the books.
Take these home.
And do some homework, And as soon as the, quote, faggots left,
Yeah, the
he's
faggot.
like, boys, you could just throw that away and get back in there and do a good show.
And then, for days, I remember he came in and he was like, well, did you read your literature? Like, he was all joking. Like, he was the worst. Anything we said on the air, he was 10 times worse.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to babysit his kids while we were trying to do a radio show.
Bring his young son and daughter in and sit him down. I've got a meeting, boys. Watch my kids. And they bring him in the studio, and we're trying to talk about dicks and pussy.
Right.
And you got two, pre-teens in the studio. As hot as that sounds.
It became a show and tell thing.
Anthony, I got our Demented World CD, which I don't even think they sell anymore. The charity was the New England Shelter for Homeless Veterans.
Was that it?
Yep.
Yeah, and Brett is commenting, they handed out dittos. When did this happen? 1975, Opie?
I know, we just dated
dittos.
ourselves.
Yeah, they were mimeographing things. Big crank, ink all over their faggot hands. You gotta love Brucey Mittman.
I guess we could go to break with the bit that got us in trouble that day. Hi, Mom, I'm gay.
Hi, Mom, I'm gay.
And we'll continue with Bill Burr playing Caroline's All This Weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Read on air. All right, we'll read this on air in a little bit. And we'll talk about our charity, our new charity, Anthony.
Oh.
Trying to help out the rescue effort, and we'll talk about it next. Basically, I don't know, garage sale, I guess.
Yeah, we're selling all our junk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But people seem to be interested in it.
People like our junk. I brought some in. I brought in some laminates.
What'd you bring?
Laminates from a bunch of our appearances. My backstage passes and stuff. Figured, we'd sign those and throw them up.
Trophies from your childhood.
Right. I got my third place on field day, the 440-yard dash. No, I don't.
I have a 1993 Black History Month comedy winner.
Oh,
I
really?
won a contest in Red Bank, New Jersey.
You really did?
Yeah, it was like a Black History Month set, like in a theater. It was like they had dancers, singers, all kinds of performers.
It was like the Apollo.
Crowd they booed another white comic. They were nice to me, but I was awful back then. I was running around with no shirt on stage and an orange hat. It was just
what? No shirt.
I was trying to be wacky, and it worked.
Really?
Oh, it was awful.
An orange hat?
Just I can't even.
Jim Norton, the zany years.
You're zany. Did you have rainbow suspenders?
That would have been more dignified than the performance I gave that night.
All right, we'll get Eric in here to see where we're at with the charity thing, okay?
All right,
but
first, raising the tens of dollars.
But first, it's Hi, Mom, I'm gay. All right, Bob, are you ready to play Hi, Mom, I'm gay?
Absolutely.
Now, I hear you're 35 years old.
Yeah.
Never been married.
Ever.
Are you gay?
No rope swallowing.
All right, Bob, let's give it a shot.
All right.
Hello?
Mom, can you hear me, darling?
Yeah.
It's Bobby.
Bobby?
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm at work.
Yeah, well, you sound awful funny.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Hey, Mom, you sitting down?
Why?
I got to tell you something.
What?
Don't get nervous. Something I've been meaning to tell you. I was going to tell you when you called earlier today.
Yeah?
I'm gay.
Oh, you're full of shit.
I'm a Twinkie. I swear it.
Bobby, will you stop it? You know, I have enough aggravation.
What? How come you never believe me?
Because I don't believe you.
Why?
Well, you just had a child, Bobby. Yeah.
That was to throw you off.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to tell you that. I was hoping you wouldn't take it lightly, but...
Bobby.
What?
Are you trying to be funny?
I'm not. I had to tell you, I just don't feel right. I've known it ever since I was a kid.
Bobby, are you with Donna?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. All right.
With
Okay. You can tell your father that. I'm not even going to bring it up.
All right.
You're the one that's always said some terrible things about those people. So what's all of a sudden?
Well, it was to throw everyone off, you know?
Bobby, I don't believe it. However,
You still love me?
I've had enough heartache. I think, good
You still
God,
love me?
Of course I love you.
You just won't kiss me on the lips anymore, huh?
What the hell are you doing, drinking?
No. No.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm working. Your father's out to lunch. Have you told Gene this?
No, I was going to spring it on him tonight.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you do that. Stand a long distance away, will you?
I will, out of arm's reach.
Bobby, don't give me that baloney, please. You break my heart when you do things like this.
I'll talk to you later when I can sit down with you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right.
All right.
I love you.
See you later. I love you too.
Okay.
Holy Jesus. Dude.
I got to get back to her quick, man.
Yeah,
She's going to put a knife in her wrist.
You better do that.
Golfing is a wonderful way to spend an afternoon. A true test of dexterity, skill, and, seems to have landed in some dog mess. Oh, not again. Ramon, wash my balls.
In studio, Eric, Sex Bagel, the Hawk, Nagel. Good introduction, huh? Hawk. Eric hasn't been around the last couple of days because he's setting up the O&A auction. 100% of the proceeds going to the relief effort down there in New Orleans and Mississippi and areas in between. And are we ready to go or what?
We'll be ready very soon. We've got 3 new items for the auction. They're pretty cool. We have a VIP Hard Rock Cafe pass. We have intern for a day.
Whoa.
Yeah, come on. You can't just...
What's that last item up for auction?
VIP pass for the Hard Rock Cafe.
I'll give you $10 to not auction it.
What does that mean?
Is that one of the passes that I had?
I guess so, yeah.
Ah.
Was that one of yours?
Yeah, it's one of my backstage passes that
Oh,
we're
wait,
all going to sign.
I thought it was a VIP pass for the Hard Rock Cafe next time they do a cool event.
Oh, what do you get, like a burger or something? You
No,
go in,
I
you
don't
get
know.
the-
Next time they have a band there or something to get the VIP treatment. It's an actual VIP pass that has been used before
Of
by
course, it
by
won't get you
Anthony?
anything now.
Holy.
It's something to hang on your wall.
Stupid me, I'm thinking, I'm thinking it's a cool
With
thing.
fries. Yeah, you go in there, it'll get you the Ronnie James Dio fries. What do you think you're going to get with a VIP pass at the Hard Rock?
Here's the deal. We know we have a huge audience, and we know we have to do something, and we're starting somewhere, and we're hoping eventually real prizes come to the table. Let's just be honest with each other.
Oh, you sound like FEMA now.
You really do.
I know. Look, we got what we got now. The good shit's coming. Just deal with this pass and some crap that we scraped up from around the
He's
office.
coming in with the good shit. Trust
Here's
me,
some
guys.
evidence that someone had a good time this night.
Right. Yeah,
And it wasn't you.
Yeah, you were not involved.
This radio just stinks on a
Oh, what do we
daily basis.
I'm sure there's some more items, Hawk. What do you got?
All right, what else you got,
We're also
Hawk?
offering intern for a day on the Opie and Anthony show.
Intern for a day, so they get to come here.
Yeah, dear
They
Lord.
get to come in here and and help us out and work for nothing.
Yes.
Good.
You won. Get me some coffee.
Right.
Wow.
Good one.
All right, what else?
And this just added a private martial artist session with Master Poe.
That's great. What's the matter? You couldn't get a rape in the Astrodome to give away? I wish I could remember Superdome, Astrodome.
No one's getting raped in the Astrodome.
Hey, someone get my dirty inline skates.
What? You're going to auction those off?
Yeah, might as well.
That's good. I have a bag of garbage at home if anybody wants that. Just get rid of the shit that none of us don't want to use anymore. I got a hat that I wore once.
I was thinking, like, auctioning these off would be a dumb idea, but after the prizes I'm
after the
hearing,
crap we've
I'm
brought
like,
in?
All right, I'm going to auction these off. My inline skates that I've used to come to XM for the last year, and also went to NEW for at least a year before that. These things stink. There's a crack in them. They're falling apart.
What's that supposed to be? Some kind of sick joke?
But we'll throw them up there for auction, okay? And we'll all sign them. This is the way I went to work for like a year. There you go.
Nice.
You might as well just bring all the shit to the table.
There's 8 wheels that have been trekking through dog shit and human spit in the streets of New York and garbage juice.
And they smell pretty good, too, because, you know. Besides coming to work with these, I also do endless loops around Central Park. So here you go. Here, add this to your auction. Ooh. These rotting freaking inline skates.
That's right.
All right, what
They
else you got, Eric?
stink.
I know. I'm not kidding. What else you got?
We have a piece of the Rolling Stone pinball machine that Opie destroyed.
Oh, well, now here's an item. This is a one-of-a-kind. Remember when Opie smashed the pinball machine? It's a classic Rolling Stones pinball machine brought in by Al Dukes, producer of another show.
Ron and Fez.
Yeah. No, that's right. It was Ron and Fez. Jesus.
They're starting up very soon on this channel.
And he brought it in for Opie as almost a peace offering, because you two had always had this little underlying problem.
Yeah, Al wanted Opie to like him, and
Yep.
Opie just hated him for no reason.
That was
the
problem.
underlying problem.
That was it. Because Al's an annoying piece of shit.
I've never been a fan of the Kiss ass.
Anybody who needs Ope to like them, he just hates.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
never been a fan of the Kiss ass.
And he brought
my whole
in.
life.
He knew you were a fan of this classic pinball machine. Brought in this Rolling Stones pinball machine, and Opie took to it with, well, I guess, what resembled Gallagher's watermelon hammer, and
Completely destroyed it.
smashed it right in front of very sad Al Dukes. Well, one of the pieces made it.
A lot of people thought it was a radio bit. Ho. Opie didn't really destroy that pinball machine.
And there it is.
So we got a piece of
broken
it?
Piece.
Wow, let's see it.
Piece of radio history. Wow.
That's
This
incredible.
is like having Marconi's original plans for the radio, isn't it? Signed? Same thing, right? This is like the script to War of the Worlds.
Why is
Prizes are brutal.
They all
We got a fish tank.
It's a terrible prize.
Dude, this is how big the piece is. It fits in a CD case.
But it's mixed face.
Couldn't you find a bigger piece, Eric?
That's what was donated to us.
From who?
The person who had it.
Who has it?
Go stab him in the neck with it.
There's like, if they're all that big, we have 10,000 more auctions.
I guess it's cool in a way. If
I'll give
you're
you
like
$5 for it right now.
I guess if you're a hardcore fan of the show, it's cool. Who knows? Let's see what this stuff will get up online.
How embarrassing is it going to be? This is a national radio show, and we have a $600 donation.
This is the
How embarrassing is it going to be when we have to send out a press release that we, raised $10,000?
Wait a minute. Does the piece come with that empty CD case, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, there's photos on the front of the CD case showing what part of the machine it came from.
It's almost like the certificate of authenticity.
And some action shots of me actually.
I'll give you $6. Little bidding war.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that.
Wow.
That's the way to spice it up,
Yeah,
Bill.
a little excitement.
All right, well, we'll add it to the pile.
These items wouldn't be good if you were trying to raise money for someone's flooded basement in Bayshore. This is some of the worst goods I've ever seen.
We got
no one's going to want these.
All kidding aside, we have to start somewhere, and I think we're going to get better prizes as we go on here. So we're going to continue this thing, I think, for the whole month of September.
Didn't you break one of your shoelaces the other day?
I did. Up
We
for
could,
bid. It's up for bid.
Travis has a pair of my pants that he hasn't worn yet.
Ooh.
I did bring in some old jeans for the young go-getters.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, you were giving your pants to the interns?
Wow.
You took Opie's pants?
I'm wearing them right now.
Wait, you're wearing my pants? Which ones were those?
These are the count.
They're all
What was I supposed to do? Not wear them?
Yes.
Not accept them.
I had a lot of jeans, and I decided...
Hold on. I got to know this. Did you come in with them and offer them to him?
I just threw them down. I said, anyone want these jeans? Go for it. Instead of throwing them away, that's all.
And you took them?
That's not
He
true.
pounced on him like a looter.
Opie asked what size I was, and they fit, so I took them.
They're like
Why
a
not?
30 waist or something,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, what happened after we lost our jobs, I decided to stop eating for a while. And my clothes got down to like, I was down to like a 29 waist. About a 29.
Machinist.
So now
Yeah,
we're,
the
oh,
machinist.
without a doubt. Dude, I was surviving on Slim Fast and bananas. I just refused to eat. I didn't feel like eating for a long time. So I bought all these clothes, and now we're back to normal, and I can't wear them anymore.
So I have one pair that I haven't worn. That
You
I can
brought
bring
two
in.
pairs home?
You gave me 2 pairs.
Oh.
Do you walk around and you kind of feel like these are Opie's jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing the boss's jeans.
So you're going to bring them back in?
Yeah, I'll bring the other pair in.
All right.
I'm gonna keep these because I like them. And
I
they're
cannot
And bring in
wear
your per-
other people's clothes. No, and I can't have other people wear my clothes. They wanted me to bring in the Periwinkle shirt.
Bring it in.
No.
That
Oh,
shirt
that
is
you
now
gotta bring
famous.
in.
No.
It's a famous shirt. We could get at least $20 for it.
No.
Why?
No one's wearing my clothing.
Bill Burr?
What's that?
What do you got?
I'm just thinking of the thought process you had at your apartment going, am I going to give these to homeless people?
Don't you just...
No, I'll bring them into work.
I didn't.
I'm sure somebody wants my old... You bring
These
in, like,
guys
underwear,
are
too?
These guys are one step above homeless. I
Was
thought
it
I'd
just-
help them out.
was
You
it
know what?
just
A
pants?
shirt is okay, but, like, that's, like, near your
Pants.
crotch.
All your copies
Yeah.
up against it. Yeah, all the cranky ass Opie had rollerblading in 95-degree weather.
He's out of underwear. He fucking cowboys it for one day.
He did. That's what he
I mean,
said.
it's just nasty.
I have worn those without underwear.
All those
Swear to
flights
you.
and coach.
Swear swear to you, man.
And aren't they hanging off of you?
I'd have to wear a scuba suit underneath the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bottoms of it. It's just-
Instead of giving the guys a bonus, they get my old jeans.
Now I don't have to buy jeans.
There you go. See, he's appreciative.
Does he throw you rubbers when he's done? After they were only used once? Yeah. Just dump this out. Put it on, son.
That is,
All right.
yeah, that's a little odd. It's almost like this domination thing and this submissive thing. Definitely.
No, I just...
Why did you bring him in? That is almost like a domination thing, like, wear my pants.
Look,
you give old clothes to homeless people.
Right.
I usually
that you'll
th-
never see again.
I usually throw them in the pails outside my apartment, and the homeless people are now wearing my clothes, and I got sick of that, so I said, well, I'll bring them in if the guys don't want it,
Wow.
then I'll just throw them away, that's all.
Hand me down.
I have a whole bag of clothes that I've been trying to find. The homeless thing that they had in the box in the Manhattan mini storage is gone. So
Yeah.
I have a garbage bag full of clothes. A lot of them are new. So
You got to find one of those Salvation Army bins.
maybe I'll bring them in.
Yeah, bring them in, auction them off.
We'll auction all those clothes off. They're going to be put to good use.
Pat has a good idea. Pat?
Hey.
Pat.
Hey, I'd like to see if you all are going to put that pickled punk up for auction.
You know what? We should get the pickled punk back from Andrew Gore.
No.
No, we
No.
shouldn't.
No.
Why not?
No.
I have a broken boombox with dual cassette.
Dual cassette?
Yeah. For recording.
High-speed dub?
Yeah, for recording purposes.
All right, where's Eric?
Great for demos, struggling bands out there.
We got some interesting stuff for auction, so I guess it's all going up during the show here today.
I think it has a woofer.
Some of the items may even be up already.
Eric?
What else do we have?
We're going through that bag that Anthony brought in. A bunch of
batteries.
Batteries.
There's a couple of old Paisano shirts in there.
Old Paisano shirts from Paisano of Mulberry Street.
Wow.
With your sweat stains?
No, I didn't wear them.
Nice to see the millionaires coming to the table.
Yeah, why not?
Here's my old skates, and here's my old Paisano shirt, which I never
I
wore.
had it, and I went with it.
My skates are going to get $1,000 guaranteed.
Wow, you think so?
Guaranteed.
No.
I'll bet you $100 they don't.
There's nothing in this whole awful collection that's going to get over $50.
No.
I'm going to bring in my leather jacket that I wore on the cover of
The kind of person
Demented
who
World.
would bid on those rollerblades does not have $1,000.
Yeah.
They're not going to, use them. They're going to frame them.
Frame it.
Like the Hard Rock Cafe.
Then you know what it is? They'll get them, and they'll show people, these are Opie's rollerblades. And people are like, who gives a shit?
I know.
Let's try to get his money back.
What's going to happen. What else you got, Eric?
Got the latest Robert Plant CD signed by Robert Plant.
Oh,
Hey,
that's a
not
celebrity
bad.
item right
Hey,
there.
There you go. That's
That's
good.
a
Now
good
you're
one.
talking.
It's not every day you get a Robert Plant autograph.
Signed by Robert Plant.
A couple of Travis Tritt CDs signed by him.
Jesus, Jimmy.
A little
You
bit
should
of
have
a drop
opened
off.
with the Travis Tritt.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, a
You
bunch
gotta
of
end strong, bro.
Yeah, stupid. What do you got
How
now? A
can
couple
I?
of mine
Look
in
at
Now
Billy
what?
Cities?
Now what? What are you going to end with?
A bag of rubber bands.
CD signed by Rat.
You have to close with Robert Plant, dude. He sang with Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Now you got nothing. Stop rifling through your
Yeah.
awful little yellow papers. Read them.
There's nothing. There's the lunchbox that Jimmy destroyed.
You said that
Kicked us back
yesterday.
yesterday.
Just say you have shit. You have nothing.
Yeah, we got a bunch of shit.
You've been 2 days. You've been working on the thing, and you have nothing but a pass, a pair of jeans, and a CD.
This
Crap.
shit that these guys
This just
broke.
in from Dan. We're going to be auctioning off Eric's toothbrush.
Oh, no.
What do you mean?
Did he finish the joke?
I think it's a funny joke. It's still in the box.
Finishing the joke is that you're right. That's the finish.
You know how some of these items are much more valuable if you have the box that it came
Yeah.
in? What else you got there?
We have the sign that Nathaniel used when Arthur Chien got fired.
Oh,
that's a good item.
There you go. That's been on
But
TV.
you got to get like the press clippings and stuff to prove that it's a famous sign.
That's
right?
a good. That's a good.
Signed and dated by our own Nathaniel.
All right.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just wreck a good item with a big signature.
It's small and discreet.
That's all I got. Okay.
Any people are suggesting any flaming attire from Steve. Some of his flaming shirts or something like that. That'd be great, Steve. You got to kick it in.
From the white trash line.
That really is awful.
At Macy's.
Steve is entering the studio.
How about
Here he
Whoa,
comes.
hey, Steve.
He drives a hybrid car. Steve Flam.
And hello.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah. You want some flame shirts?
Flame shirts would be a big item.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple of them easily. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Sign
Did you
them.
buy them, or did you like win them at like a carnival?
No, I get a few of them I've had donated, but I do buy a lot of flame shirts. Yeah.
It's got to be stuff you've worn.
Yeah, easily. I'll put authentic sweat stains in them as
He's
well.
got a gray flame hat on right now.
Yeah.
Foundry Music hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, his gray flames. He's got flames on his Stay Cozy little bear shirt.
That's right.
And then what about your boots today?
No, regular sneakers today. I don't have the flame
It's
sneakers.
gonna be a
on.
big item though. His back hair and Lebanese sweat in them. I'm sure everybody's gonna want them.
I don't have that much back hair anymore. I know. I went.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Here he goes. Right out.
All right, Eric.
He drives one of those hybrid cars, you know.
Where could the
Saves
listeners,
a lot of
really
gas?
does?
Yeah, yeah.
Where can
Smart
the
guy.
listeners see these items?
That's fighting
We'll
terrorism.
have it up on opieandanthony.com very soon.
So there'll be a link on opieandanthony.com. The items that we have up for auction.
What are the starting bids gonna be?
They all start at 1 penny.
Wow.
Why 1 penny?
Why would you do that?
That's the way they have it set up.
Who set up with it?
The non-profit organization.
And then people bid for it, and it goes up.
Well, how about
We'll have 12 cents in no time.
how about you start it at something? Can't you do that?
Can you get some of the items up before the end of the show? I want to see what kind of action we get.
Of course.
Yeah.
All
How
right.
you guys are going to get shit. They're mocking
Yeah.
the tragedy.
But now that we're talking about
No,
the
it's a-
items,
but it's a
making
real
them
charity
even
we
more
set up.
famous.
It's a real charity we set up, and all the proceeds will go.
Think about
For the relief
now
effort.
getting that VIP Hard Rock Cafe pass. Now you own it. And it's like, did you hear him talking about it on the air? This is it. This is the pass. See, the more you talk about it, the more popular it
Gives
gets.
it infamy.
Right. One day, they'll run on Best Of, and you'll listen and go, wow, I'm looking at the pass they're talking about right now.
I think we're going to raise some money.
Of course we are.
And then we're going to get some real items coming to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we got some real items mixed in with the shit.
Yeah, I got to get a few more things from home.
All right.
Ooh.
We'll take a quick break. We got Bill Burr in studio playing Carolines this weekend. And
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think when we get back, we're going to do Bombs and Flubs, Volume 3.
I love this.
And do you guys want to play the sex offender game today?
Ow.
Yeah, this is brand new from one of our favorite websites now.
Don't say the website yet.
No.
Shh. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Eatabullet.com.
Oh, you said it. Now everyone's going to go there, and we're not going to be able to log on.
All right, Anthony, it's Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy.
Oh, you're going to love Paisano. Right out there. You could dine right out on the street. You could people watch. They got the tables out on the sidewalk. You're going to love it. They got huge portions over there. Paisano, one of those classic candlelit restaurants. You want to go inside with your date. Perfect for a late-night romantic meal. Every pasta on the menu, now under $10. That's right. At Paisano, you mentioned XM, Opie and Anthony. You get a free glass of wine. How about that? Joey will give you a free glass of wine. Authentic Italian cuisine made from original old-world Italian recipes. And the fun and romance of Italy all in a friendly restaurant, Paisano of Mulberry Street. They're open weekends till 2. Paisano of Mulberry Street. It's right there in the heart of Little Italy between Grand and Hester. Call them, 212-965-1188, 965-1188, Paisano of Mulberry Street.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
You were laughing at something?
I
Jimmy? I'm
didn't mean to
sorry.
laugh out loud, but
It was probably
just,
something so funny that you just couldn't contain
the
yourself.
funny papers. I don't know how people don't read the comics. This is Marmaduke. And the dog's in a police car, and the caption reads, No, you can't blow the siren. And Marmaduke must have been asking.
Does anyone read those things?
That's it?
That
was it, huh?
No, you can't blow the siren.
Beetle Bailey, it's great. How do you drive? There's two captions in the Beetle. Because Fiorello LaGuardia, right? Or Fiorello, whatever.
Fiorello LaGuardia.
Whatever, LaGuardia.
Yeah.
Who would he read the funny papers to when there was a problem, right?
Yeah. He would get on the news, on the radio, and read the funny papers when there was, I believe there was a strike or something.
Yes, and
yeah.
This is this Beetle Bailey one. This two little captions here, and this Beetle, he's opening a box, and he goes, new racket. Sarge won't be able to hit one past this baby. And in the next caption, it's a big tennis racket, and he goes, help me lift it, will ya? Sarge is never going to get one past that one, but he can't lift it.
Because it's a big racket.
Beetle.
This is Jimmy's new bit, and I love it.
It's Flight Deck is pretty funny. It's got a woman with weird hair and two guys sitting on the side of her, and the one guy goes, don't you...
wow, this is going to be a good one.
Don't you find it a little strange? A Chinese restaurant named Unlucky House. Wait,
come on. The people have to understand what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't you find it a little strange? A Chinese restaurant named Unlucky House? And the other guy goes, no, this place is great. I see what your misfortune cookie says. It doesn't say that. It does.
No, this place is great. See what your misfortune cookie says.
I just said that.
You said, I see.
Oh, okay, but still the misfortune
Of
cookie.
course.
Of course.
Misfortune instead of fortune.
My favorite, though, of all time is always been the Lockhorns.
Right,
they are so funny. That old couple that's been together for years.
Okay.
Jimmy?
Oh, man, you're going to make me try to get through this one?
Yeah.
All right. In the, in this one, she walks in, and there's a crib, and there's a lump laying in it, and it looks like red stuff on the side, and she says, honey, what happened to the baby? And he says, I fucked it to death. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right, lots of action in the studio today. Bill Burr playing Caroline's all this weekend.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think I'll be there tonight, Mr. Burr.
Okay.
And I got to thank, by the way...
You'll get to see my hacky looting bit.
You got a looting bit?
Oh, everybody does at this point.
Very good.
I got to thank the people that responded, by the way, to my website request. Thank you all for the nice responses. People I asked to update it, they responded, so thank you.
What's up with the picture you showed us?
I have a urinary tract infection. I know what happens. And it was really burning last night. I was pissing, and it felt like a little ball of fire coming all the way up my urinary tract.
Doesn't that happen to chicks?
How do you
normally
get that? Yeah,
I don't know.
You got a girly disease.
He really does.
I don't know. But I feel fat.
Were you fucking someone that gave you this?
Maybe? I don't think so.
Do you have to drink cranberry juice?
I've been nonstop with the cranberry juice. But I went and bought this stuff. I thought it might be gonorrhea, but I'm like, well, I haven't gotten laid, so it couldn't be gonorrhea. I just got tested. So I bought this stuff called Azo, and they said it's going to make your urine orange. And it did. And there's a nice thick
Did you see the picture?
Azo?
Yeah.
How did you hear about that?
I asked the pharmacist. Your dick's on fire. You ask questions.
Words to live by.
Yeah, certainly.
It just sounds like a wacky name.
Yeah.
Azo, for when your dick is on fire.
Yeah, that shit hurts though, huh?
I was worried. Of course, you panic and you think it's VD or something. But I was talking to actually Marina at the cellar last night, And she's like, well, does it feel like you can feel it tracing through the entire urinary tract? It feels like, on a much lesser level, almost like there's something with its claws hooked into that soft tract skin, and as you're peeing, you can feel it like scraping along the sides.
Clawing down?
Yeah. And you can feel like this little hot ball of, I can trace
horrible.
the whole tract of it. That's urinary tract infection.
That is horrible.
That's just wonderful.
Hey, and I have a bad foot.
Yeah, and you got a bum foot.
He's got a ski boot on today.
What's with the boot? Like, what does the boot do?
Keeps us from moving.
It does?
Yeah.
It's immobilized?
Yeah.
Isolated.
I'll mobilize you.
I went to a...
You're a mess, Jimmy.
I have a grade 3 osteochondral defect. A whole bunch of shit. Opie, it hurts! Does anybody? Do you guys know Anthony? You might understand this. This is what I got. Sagittal and coronal T1 weighted images were obtained. Oh, okay, this is the MRI results.
What?
This is the MRI. You'll understand this. There is a grade 3 osteochondral defect at the medial aspect of the talar dome, which is kind of like Bill said it might be, but it's closer to the talar dome. And it's measuring in length and width. The bed of the defect demonstrates subjacent marrow edema. The defect demonstrates T1 and STIR hypointensity, indicative of partial osteo and croatic fragment.
Stop whining.
Subtalar and midfoot articulations are intact. Anterior, medial, and lateral group tendons are preserved. There is chronic Achilles tendonitis. There is a sprain of the anterior talofibular ligament. The collateral ligaments are otherwise unremarkable.
Well, no shit.
The sinus, tarsi, and tarsal tunnel are patent. The plantar fascia is intact.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, and that was something we weren't too sure about.
Yeah, I didn't think after
God.
hearing all the other stuff it was going to be intact.
Oh, you know, I could have just read the synopsis. You're right.
Can we interrupt for live Bush?
Oh yeah,
Live
of course. Mike
Bush.
Woodward's
Who's in charge of Northcom, General Honore, who's
It's water.
our active duty general on the ground in Louisiana as well, and Mike Brown is the head of FEMA. There's a lot of aid surging toward those who have been affected. Millions of gallons of water, millions of tons of food. Making progress about pulling people out of the Superdome. There's an issue right now at the Convention Center in New Orleans.
Does he
that General
rehearse?
Honore briefed us on.
pulling people out.
Trying to get food and medicine to the Convention Center.
I got nothing.
Working with the governor
I got nothing.
and the Adjutant General and the Mayor.
He's like Brando. He won't read it beforehand. He just kind of
600 of the newly arrived MPs
Gonna shoot some people.
to secure the site so that the food and medicine and water can get in there. A lot of people working hard to help those who've been affected, and I want to thank the people for their efforts. The results are not acceptable. I'm heading down there right now.
I'm all sort this
I'm
out
looking
myself.
forward to talking to the people on the ground. I want to assure the people of the affected areas and this country
I got a
that we'll deploy
bullhorn.
the assets necessary to get the situation under control, to get the help to the people who've been affected, and that we're beginning long-term planning to help those who have been displaced, as well as long-term planning to help rebuild the communities that have been affected.
He's reading his Iraq speech.
Looking forward to my trip down there, and looking forward to thanking those on the ground, and looking forward to assure people that
A lot of
we're
us.
on top of this situation,
For the people
and
who are
we'll help
affected.
people who need help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Although I do think he's probably an awful people, because even a dumbbell like this has people who are actually making these decisions, who are in charge of these divisions, which is not him, and they are just incompetent. It's more these people than it is Bush.
He's not going to go to New Orleans.
The MPs hit
If he wants to impress people, he should be flown into the Superdome.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
He should speak there.
He'll either go to the Houston Astrodome or Mississippi.
You're right.
He's not going to Houston.
No. All right, then it's Mississippi.
No, you can't go to Houston.
Mississippi, then.
It'll look bad if he doesn't go somewhere near New Orleans.
Yeah.
It'll just, people will go, look at this motherfucker. Can't even show up. He'll go somewhere real, maybe the airport, you think?
Somewhere, yeah. He'll just stand in it, find some water and stand in it.
Yeah.
That's a little
really
deep.
bad.
He's going to go to his ranch, pick up some clothes.
So, yeah.
Get some boots.
Auction them off. We're trying to raise money.
Raise money. Speaking of which, we got some ideas for more items coming in. Todd, what's up?
Yeah, you guys disappoint me a little bit this morning. Nobody's mentioned what could be the holy grail of auction items. Private viewing of Ben Todd.
Oh,
you know what?
Private viewing.
We haven't seen much of old dirigible cock today. Where is he?
He's working hard behind the scenes.
Doing what?
Thanks, guys. Punching out.
All right, let's say hi to Dave in Indiana. Dave.
Doing what?
Hey, boys.
Hey.
Little Jimmy. John. You guys want to take that show on the road? Why don't you auction off a show at somebody's house? Punching out.
You know, it's an old bit, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that'd be great. I guarantee you guys would get some good money for that one.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Can you imagine, though, if it's some house in the middle of nowhere?
All the money disinfecting it so Anthony will walk into it would probably cancel out the auction money raised.
Like I'm going into someone else's house?
You're going to have to make it look like the house in E.T.
Really?
You're going to wear a beekeeper suit.
Be the DJ in the plastic bubble.
Right.
Got to sit there at the kitchen table with that sticky grape juice circle
Oh,
from the
of
kids'
course.
drink.
I'm supposed to sit on his couch?
We should think about it, though. It's not a bad idea.
Oh, keep thinking.
Yeah, especially if it only gets like $400.
No, yeah, we would have to have a minimum,
a minimum of $1 million.
That's right, because we're fancy people.
And we need equipment where I could broadcast from the Escalade in his driveway. As you guys go into that petri dish.
I say we at least think about it.
Hey, I'll auction this off. However much people think I should pay for Anthony to sleep in my bed for a night.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
If you're in it.
How does everything become a homo joke on the show?
I don't know.
And what it is.
We've just given up.
Bunch of faggots.
You brought the homo to the show, and we just...
I didn't bring the homo to the show.
There was no homo on this show.
There wasn't much homo
Mom,
before
I'm gay.
you.
Your signature bit with people saying I'm a faggot on the radio. What are you talking about?
We would go down that road just quickly and with a little cuteness to it, but you brought the full homo to this show.
That's not true.
And we gave up, and we can't...
Yeah.
We can't hold you back anymore.
You're the one gallivanting backstage with dittos and things of that ilk, reading their literature, learning.
You brought the homo to this show.
I did not, but there's a good thing on Rent Boy here, where it's
the book you brought in.
I brought this in.
Rent Boys.
This is really hardcore gay literature, not badly
Really?
written, if you have to know. And I would make the interns read it. That was a punishment cover.
Good answer, Bill.
The punishment was that they had to read a chapter of Rent Boy. And it was actually an idea I got from a girl who gave me that book.
It's something we obviously did before you joined the program.
Someone is attracted to that. Look at that photo.
Wow. I think we should sign that and auction that Rent Boy book off.
Oh, that's a big item.
Right.
I think so.
The
Rent Boy book.
It has been used on the show.
It has been.
All right. Good morning, America. Foreign countries' mixed reactions to the hurricane.
Good morning, Charlie. As you say, the devastation caused by the hurricane dominates the news. This is just one of the headlines here in Britain. Anarchy in New Orleans. A lot of sympathy being expressed, but also a certain amount of gloating.
Deutlich die eigentliche Katastrophe geschieht
Today,
jetzt.
German TV described chaos and anarchy in the U.S., noting that these are images you'd expect in a third-world country. Powerful friends like Germany, France, and Japan have offered assistance, and not-so-powerful friends, including nations the U.S. helped during the tsunami, have offered what they can. Pope Benedict prayed for the victims of the flood, and he was not alone. In Havana, Fidel Castro led a minute of silence before gaveling the Cuban parliament to order for a resolution attacking the Bush administration on Iraq. Castro's close friend, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, offered cheap fuel and aid to the disaster area. Last week, Pat Robertson said the U.S. should assassinate him. This week, Chavez took a swipe at President Bush. King of vacations there at his ranch said nothing more than you need to flee, he said. Islamic extremists are even nastier. One website gloats that Private Katrina has joined the global jihad, or holy war. With luck, it said, oil prices will hit $100 a barrel. One of the more interesting reactions comes from the Netherlands, another flood-prone country where engineering experts say if the U.S. had a system of levees as good as theirs, lives could have been saved. Charlie?
Great. Why don't you send some wood shoes over here?
The rest of the world should be smashing the response to this.
That's funny.
What?
Wood shoes.
The wood
funny.
shoes joke?
No? Those cute wood shoes.
I know.
All right, I tried. There you go.
Ben
What
has just handed something over. What is it?
No, we're looking at front pages of papers from across America. Frustration boils. That's Baton Rouge, and another desperate SOS coming in from Las Vegas.
SOS.
What an embarrassment this is. The whole world is watching this abysmal response to a tragedy right here in this country.
And loving every second of it.
Yeah, and you know what, though? The U.S. sticks our fucking noses in everywhere, and at times that's great, but when shit happens here and you can't take care of it, don't expect the rest of the world to be sympathetic.
Wow, there's a fire burning there, huh?
That's a biggie.
Where is that?
I don't know.
New Orleans.
Somewhere in, yeah. Let's go to Steve in Wisconsin. Steve.
Yeah, O&A, Little Gem. How you doing?
Hi, fella.
Hey, I was just calling to say I heard Sirius is going to donate 4 Sirius satellite units so they can plug up the levee today.
That's very funny. Very good, buddy. Ed in Oklahoma. Ed?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
How's it going this morning?
All right, Ed.
Hey, I was wondering if you guys heard about the Oklahoma City DJ that got fired yesterday for this kid called him collect from the Oklahoma City County Jail, told him that he molested a 5-year-old girl, and the DJ told him, well, why don't you take a shirt and hang yourself? The kid did, and they got all over the DJ and fired him.
Are you kidding?
I didn't read that one.
No, it was at 94.7 The Buzz.
All right, we'll look into that, definitely.
Why would they fire the guy for...
I don't know.
Saving taxpayers' money.
There seems to be a little more to that story. We'll
absolutely
try to get some news on that.
Unless they fire him, unless there's some kind of a stupid law that prohibits you from encouraging someone to commit suicide.
All right, Ed, thank you. Let's go to Great Neck. Mike, what's up?
Hey, listen, Jim. No joke. Seriously, get yourself to a doctor and get some antibiotics prescribed to you.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, good, because that goes real bad real fast.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm going actually today. I have to get some kind of an antibiotic, but it actually feels a lot better since I just started taking this. I took this Azo last night, and I feel like 50% better today.
All right. Frank in Tennessee.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
I will be willing to donate money to your auction if for a week I don't have to listen to Jimmy's annoying hyper-pronunciation voice, please.
Oh, you're not a fan, sir?
I'm not a fan.
Who's the guy from the other day?
How could anyone not like Jimmy?
So
I don't understand.
So, sir, you're not a fan, but do you still listen to the show?
I listen to the show for mostly Anthony. I find him to be hilarious.
So how does it feel to know that...
now, wait, stop it, Jimmy. Let that just sink in.
Jimmy! He makes a good point.
He certainly did.
But does it bother you that, like, I'm on your favorite radio show and I'm going to continue to spoil it for you?
Absolutely not, because I know in a little while you'd be leaving to do your stupid show or whatever you have to do.
Stupid.
2 weeks gone, 1 week back.
Yeah.
2 weeks gone, 1 week back.
A stupid HBO show.
Dumb show that's going to pay you millions.
Silly. Yeah.
So what? You get millions of dollars, so what?
Yeah.
Jimmy's not going
That was
anywhere,
a good comeback.
sir.
So your pants.
Dude, do you understand?
And I'm hurt that you don't like listening to me.
I mean this sincerely. You're a paying customer, and your opinion is of no value to anybody.
Hey, Jimmy, guess what? I'm a paying customer for XM Satellite Radio.
Exactly.
I listen to all the channels.
Keep paying, stupid.
This in the morning.
Just keep paying,
All right,
fella.
Frank.
Just keep paying, Frank.
All right, Jimmy. Thanks.
All right.
That's right.
I kind of liked Frank.
Frank, I didn't care for him, and yet you did.
I didn't really mind Frank.
Anthony liked Frank. I'm kind of on the fence with Frank, and Jimmy hates him.
No, you at least he didn't like me, but he didn't even mention Ope. He just mentioned Ant. He's trying to get us all in a tizzy.
He didn't say I stunk. He just says he listens to Anthony.
That's right.
Hey, Frank, if you have kids, I hope they're abducted. What do you think of them apples? Stupid.
All right. One more story about what's going on, and then we'll move on to bombs and flubs. How does that sound, guys?
Very good.
All right. Good Morning America had this piece on the refugees and where will they go?
Here at the Astrodome, Houston officials thought they'd be able to put up 25,000 people. That is clearly not the case. There are about 12,000 people inside, and we are being told that here at the Astrodome they are running out of blankets, food, and room. He and others waited in frustration when officials at Houston's Astrodome turned away dozens of arriving buses, saying the makeshift inn was just too full. Exhausted and desperate, families continued to recount the horrors of their ordeal at the New Orleans Superdome.
People died in that Superdome, and you don't know nothing about it.
In the confusion, some of Katrina's refugees were left on the street, abandoned by their drivers. Finally, officials agreed to allow them in.
Those that are on site will be processed.
Thousands had already arrived here earlier, famished and in need. The flood of Katrina's homeless stretches across the country. On the internet, some are offering places to stay. In Baton Rouge's River Theater, where thousands have been camped out since Saturday, the frustration is growing.
I don't know how you're going to work it out being in here like you're in prison.
At the Davis Middle School in San Antonio, many are still concerned about missing family members.
I left my husband in New Orleans. He worked in the French Quarter at the Orleans, and I just want him to know that we're fine.
City officials are readying a former military base to house 25,000 more. In Houston, Madeline James and her niece found themselves at this fire station, thankful for donated clothes.
We used to see people walking on the street with shopping baskets, homeless and stuff. But we never dreamed we'd fall in these same shoes.
Upstairs, firefighters have taken in the Taylor family, all 77 of them, and the requests for food and shelter keep coming.
It turned into 88 people the first night, and then all of a sudden now it's gone to thousands.
When we go back, we don't know where we're going to go because we don't have nothing to go to.
Yeah. The buses continue to pull in here this morning, and city officials have even moved some people over to the Reliance Center next door where they set up a medical unit. People who come here, the refugees who come here on buses, may not stay. If they are well enough, they could be sent to other shelters in Dallas or in other states.
That's the latest on that.
Doesn't sound good.
Bush is heading
That's an understatement, huh?
Mobile, Biloxi, and New Orleans.
Oh,
he's taking off.
He's on the helicopter?
He's taking off.
Or is he just taking the helicopter to
the jet?
Air Force One.
Yeah, that's just to get him to the old Penang. Yeah. All right.
Good luck to you. Godspeed.
Want to switch gears?
Yes.
All right. You want to do bombs and flubs?
All right.
Jimmy, are you annoyed?
That guy Frank. I swear to God, I want to sink my teeth into his face.
I know you do.
Just bite him.
Yeah, what I hate about people is I hate their anonymity. I mean, I know they're out of state and they can't come in here. It's just a frustration because I'm used to dealing with people face to face as a stand-up.
Yeah.
And if a guy heckles you, you address him and you look at him. And I hate the anonymity.
Yeah, like the guy. What was his name?
Cocksuckers languish in.
Steve from Yellowstone. Like that guy.
Exactly.
The anonymity
that
there.
Pussy.
I think that's
bastard.
the over-enunciation that drives Frank so crazy.
Right there.
Hey, Frank, I swear to God, I hope your wife loses one of her tits. I swear to God. I hope that you have to. I hope you have to tell her that half a bra looks good and you still love her, while your friends laugh behind your back.
You might be taking pleasure in the fact that he got under your skin, though, sir.
Oh, I don't care. I don't play a psych game with people. He irritated me, and I want to bite him. And you're an anonymous motherfucker, and I hate you. Drunk driving accident for your kids. That's what I say to you, fucko. Let's play bombs and flubs. Wow. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
A drunk driving accident, and their little bodies dragged out. One shoe in the back seat.
Little patent leather buckle shoe.
A patent leather shoe with what looks like cranberry sauce on it. Is that enunciated well enough for you, shitbag?
The little buckle and the little sock with the ruffle at the top.
Yeah. And a hole in it where that toe would have been if it didn't come off in that fucking door hinge.
Oh, God. What's wrong with you guys?
I'll be at Caroline's this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, bombs and flubs. We'll start with bombs. How's that sound?
Bombs. Of course,
Bombs.
these are the comments that at least one person in the studio thought were funny. And the rest somehow just didn't see the humor, maybe weren't listening, but it really it bombed.
And most of the listeners hated it, too.
Of course they did.
All right, so here's the first one.
Who is it? Who gets the first one?
It's from Anthony.
God damn it, I have a lot of bombs. I throw a lot of shit out on a daily basis.
Let me tell you
Not
something.
all gonna stick.
Let me tell you something, Anthony.
Yeah.
Your only bomb.
No way.
In Bombs and Flubs Volume 3.
Come on, I got plenty.
This is your only bomb represented here. Here's Ant. What's the deal?
They bandaged it up. He just had to wait a while. They took some x-rays. And he's going to call in like a couple minutes. He's just going into Duane Reade to get a prescription filled.
It took him a while because his hog donated blood for all the victims of the London bombing. Nothing? His hog donated blood for all the victims of the London bombing?
Well, it was a little wordy.
Yeah. All right. Jot that down.
All right. And we added
put a tone.
Yeah, we added a tone so you know we're back live.
I like how quickly you realized you were bombing.
I knew it as I was saying it. As it was coming out of me, I was like, this is going nowhere. And the reason in my head? Too wordy. I absolutely knew why that bombed.
His hog donated blood to the victims of the London.
Victims of the London bombing and blah, blah, shut up.
You're just running to the end of the sentence.
Oh, I just want to get it out of there and cover it up.
That was the day Ben didn't show up for work because he got hit by a cab, by the way.
It was one of the days?
one of the many days he didn't show up for work. He's been much better lately, though. All right, speaking of Ben, he's the next one that bombs. Check out Bem. Bem. There's one for the Flubs. All right,
Bem,
stop.
Bem.
There's Nathaniel writing it down. Here's Ben bombing. All right, Mike. Well, come back with your head lowered in shame.
I will. I'm on my way.
Good job.
Look at the bright side.
Slink back, Mike.
Look at the bright side. You got the guy that made his terrible WOW flyers going around Times Square. That guy from yesterday, the crazy guy that was in here, with his terrible flyers. Hello.
No one was listening to Ben at all. No one was listening to him at all.
I just like how he kept going and going, waiting for a reaction from somebody.
You gotta admit, that guy was pretty funny.
And did you hear fucking SpongeBob Skull trying to cover it up and just keep talking? Like, you know what, though? I mean, the guy really was his flyer.
Yeah, he was crazy, yeah. Bomb.
Little fucking trick of, like, when it bombs, you know, you turn it into a serious statement quickly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I never meant it to be a joke.
But, I mean, I heard he really worked hard on them, you know.
Never meant it to be a joke.
All right, the next one is from old Jimmy Norton.
Uh-oh.
Jesus, how the hell did you find one of these?
Oh, look.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Jimmy?
No, it's got it passed.
But what? You made us all look.
I'm sorry.
Did I ruin it?
No. What?
No.
Jimmy?
There was just something that said Bitter Ant. That was the name of the product. I was just thinking Anthony. Because,
me when I'm all bitter?
Yeah, but it just doesn't hold That one bombed in theory.
Bombed well in advance in your head before it ever came out.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going down.
You knew.
I just love hearing, like, as you lose confidence as it starts to
Oh,
bomb.
yeah.
You start off, like, really decent volume. Yeah, that's kind of like the guy, you know. You just become this fucking little 4-year-old. I want some ice cream.
All right, the next one is from Rich Voss, bombing on the Opie and Anthony program.
I want to be on the cover of Tiger Beat with, like, a white bathing trunks with the lining torn out.
Yeah,
nice and wet.
How about the cover of NAMBLA Weekly?
Well, it was, I think that was necessary.
That was a good line.
I didn't hit the button. Don't look at me.
Is there a NAMBLA Weekly? NAMBLA?
Yeah.
NAMBLA.
NAMBLA Weekly. No, it was just an awful attempt.
Yeah.
Watched that was like a really inside thing, and he knew what NAMBLA was. Fucking dope.
I'm educated.
All right, the next bomb is from old Jimmy Norton again.
Oh, no.
She said that if Andrew gave him
I was the
the
witness.
pictures he took because you smashed her camera, she would give him a blowjob in exchange.
You want a blowjob today,
that was
Andrew?
offered. She offered.
No.
He didn't accept. I don't post
She would definitely do it for you.
Yeah, she certainly would.
Oh, no.
And then she said, even if you don't give me the pictures, I'll give you a blowjob.
Those nice ratty teeth
where's that
wrapped
finger?
around it.
You should have
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
All right, let's get Sandy Kane in here.
I didn't even know where the bomb was.
Yeah,
there.
I don't get that one.
It was even if she doesn't give you a blow, you don't bring the picture. She'll give you a blowjob.
Yeah.
This is some mild, weak attempt at humor.
All right, that wasn't that bad.
That's right, Than. You piece of shit.
This one is titled Ben. So Ben's bombing here. Then it says Voss impression. Does Ben do a Voss impression?
Wow.
Probably.
Ben doing impressions?
And then it says,
gotta be good.
comma, Jim Flub. Okay. Let's take a listen.
That one made page 6.
It did. One of Ben's parties actually got into page 6 in the paper. About the celebrities that were there and Voss.
Voss. Hey, it's Voss. So. Oh, Jesus, I'm out of here.
Why? Nothing wrong with a good birthday bomb.
Car crash.
No.
Not even.
You're in a category all by yourself, man.
That's not even a car crash. That's just a cake falling off the floor and thudding.
Falling off the floor?
Yes, because the house was turned upside down in a tsunami. Falling off the floor.
The cake fell off the floor.
Candle right through her head.
A bomb and a flub, all in one.
That's stupid Ben doing that Voss impression.
Hey, it's Voss. Hey, little boy. Yeah. That was his Mark Perino impression.
Terrible.
Hey, it's Voss.
And that's when you know you're doing an awful impression. You have to say the person you're doing. Hey, I'm Bill Clinton. It always starts with hey.
Hey.
This is the guy I'm impersonating.
He claps his little fat hands.
Hey.
Hey, boy. Just laughs. One little fat-headed addict alone with his merriment.
The next bomb is from myself here. All right, I'm prepared to bomb. I'm not even going to play this game.
Don't prepare.
So I was going to go, Jimmy's not on the South Beach diet. He's on the South Bronx diet. Hookers and losing weight. And yeah. But you can see where it could have been cute.
That one actually brought shame into the room.
Yeah, that was so bad. People are commenting that this is the worst tone that was used ever.
Awful.
It's one of those raise your right hand if you hear it in your right ear
kind
of tones like you heard in school during the hearing test. Where did you get that? That is horrid. Than?
It's on.
No, it's not.
There you go.
Got headphones on. And now it's back. It's just something it generated by the editing software.
Like an old 50s tone.
Yeah. It's like one of those books you read as a kid.
Effects.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to turn the page.
Well, people don't like it.
Sorry.
All right. We'll find a new tone for the next.
I like this
bombs
one. It's
and
annoying
flubs.
everyone. Keep it.
All right. The next bomb is from Rich Voss again.
I'm 37, Rich.
37, wow. Same as your waist size. Nothing. They told me to call to be mean.
Well, that was mean-spirited because...
I can't be mean because it's your birthday. First of all, I don't even like doing the...
All right. That's just pretty much Rich being on the show, isn't it?
He's so experienced with bombing, too. He just plows right through.
Plows ahead. I like when he goes, but, like he's changing the subject and it goes nowhere.
Boss has a laugh track in his
ends right
head.
there.
He just hears smiles and laughs. He hears smiles.
Oh, yeah. The next bomb is from old Jimmy Norton.
Oh.
We got to talk about the Jesus statue that opened its eye.
Oh.
A little creepy.
It's not a big mystery, though, by the way.
No.
Somebody was being loud in the house. It stinks, and I don't like it. I just meant that there was no mystery, because the joke would have been that it's obvious he opened his eye because somebody was loud, and he was like, "What?"
Right.
Hello, exactly.
That's a good one right there.
Wow. What an abrupt stop.
There was 6 seconds of dead air after that line.
And then he just goes,
And then he started feeling uncomfortable.
That was like a cabin pressure thing.
Catastrophic loss of cabin pressure.
No laughs, frost on the windows. Uh-oh.
Wow, that's good. Woo. All right, the next bomb is from Nathaniel, sitting to my left today.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
I love petting puppies until they die. That's all right. No? All right.
Nope, you might want to pet yourself there.
All right.
You should pet that joke.
You got it.
Oh, well, someone's laughing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
Three clowns in that room.
You mean never take a chance, Travis? Sure.
Oh.
Enjoy anonymity, stupid.
Oh, he snatched you.
He may have bombed, but he's calling you a pussy boy, and I think he's right.
Never take a chance, Travis. Wow.
Can I point out that I like the fact that the guy who creates the bit and does all the editing puts in his own bomb / segue into a kill.
Exactly.
Yep. Absolutely. Sorry.
He was able to rehash the whole Travis thing.
Anytime I could make fun of Travis again, I would take advantage
He
of
fought back well there.
Who?
He did after he bombed.
Yeah, he did. Old Opie pants.
That fucking awful shirt he has on is really... That is a pedophile shirt. It's making me physically ill. I think Henry Lee Lucas wore that when he killed his last victim. Fucking creep.
A little checkers. A little checkered shirt. It's nice.
All right, the final bomb.
And this next one is, just for a little background, we're listening to the audio from Saturn. Remember that weird audio?
Oh, yeah. That's the weird sound you'll hear. The radio telescopes picked up these weird sounds from Saturn. That's the background sound you'll hear.
Okay, here's Jimmy bombing. And they're not explaining this further yet?
No, that's pretty much it. It's just radio waves from Saturn. You're hearing them. There they are.
Some form of intelligent life?
I don't know. I don't think so.
If you listen close, you can hear cathedral. Cathedral.
So that's an ongoing
That's your
story.
science. That's your science lesson for the day.
From Popular Science.
People want that audio. Where the fuck can I get that audio? That's creepy as hell.
Any Nine Inch Nails album.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Greg in California. Just go to Fark.com. That's where we found it.
Yeah.
We should give Fark a good plug.
Yeah, that came off of Fark.
Those two jokes, let's acknowledge this. My last two jokes bombed so bad, no one made eye contact with them.
That bad.
It was almost like you had all walked in on me. You ever see Prince of Tides when Nick Nolte's a boy being fucked in the ass and his brother looks in the window and sees it and then shoots the perpetrators? That's how the feeling I just got. Like you all just peeked through the curtain and saw me being raped by an older gentleman.
That bad.
I was listening, too. There you have it.
That was a fucking good double bomb.
That was.
Then he came back strong, though.
Of course.
Those were awful.
All right.
People saying that tone is the same beep they used to advance the frames during one of those slide shows you used to get in school back in ye olden days.
Wow. All right, we'll do flubs before we get out of here for the week.
We got a couple of phoners today, too.
What?
A couple of phoners.
Really? Let me look.
Where? Where's my sheet?
Guests.
Guess I don't even look at that section of the prep sheet anymore.
I have no idea who that is. And I have no idea who that is.
Kelly Hansen, new singer of Foreigner.
Come on. Didn't we hear a little of
Why are we talking to
the
him?
new Foreigner? Didn't we hear it? And said it was really good for Foreigner, but... Yes, Jim?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
This is what he does now. Yeah, he didn't bring the homo to the show. As he pulls down his pants and farts into the microphone.
Didn't need to see that. No. Yeah, now he's
You're
just
right,
pulling
Jimmy.
his
You're
pants
right.
down.
It's not gay, though. It's a bunch of men sitting around being men.
Now he just pulls his pants down and farts into the mic without that
His
pesky
hairless
material.
Asian ass.
Yeah.
That's how he takes leaks in the bathroom now.
Oh,
like
he
a little kid.
walks up to the urinal and will pull his pants down to his knees and start peeing like he's a 6-year-old at Shea Stadium.
And it's not just us that go to that bathroom. It's other people on the floor. So there's strangers in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let them look. It's an eyeful.
All right. I don't know what this is about. Jason in Florida. Jason.
What's up, guys? Happy birthday, little Jimmy.
Thank you, Jason.
Okay, assault on the media went terribly wrong yesterday. Horribly wrong. I was doing, we'd all said, of course, Rick and Bubba, which we all know, which is hardcore down here. We were going to do them, the local TV station, plus the radio station. Rick and Bubba's security tackled us dead center before we were going on the air.
You got blocked from going on the air to do an assault on the media.
Oh, it was, I mean, I'm talking knee-deep right in the legs, and they popped us hard, their security.
He's basically saying nothing happened.
I know.
Yeah.
And what?
Well, spent the night in jail and have just been released about 8 minutes ago and heading home.
Why were you in jail? For what?
They said we were trespassing on private property.
Were you?
No, it was they were doing a relief, and Rick and Bubba had set this up with the TV station and the local radio station, and they had been talking about it since Monday, and we figured, why not?
Who's Rick and Bubba?
I don't know.
Rick and Bubba's they're big down here in the South.
I'm sure they're hilarious.
They must be huge.
Their security, no kidding, it was three of us. We had our signs.
All right.
T-shirts, and they tackled us dead center.
How many security guys they have?
18.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. All right, thank you, Jason. Congratulations. You got the name Rick and Bubba on our show today.
No. Hey, big fan down here, guys.
All right.
Rick and Bubba. No one has 18 security people, sir.
That's got to be a hoot.
No, listen. They're Rick and Bubba. They're huge.
Yeah, Rick and Bubba. Thanks, Jason.
I bet you Cooter does the weather. That's probably a funny show.
Yeah.
Speaking of the assault on the media...
Rick and Bubba, tune them in, give them a listen.
The assault on the media contest for August is over, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner is Stephen the Lion Man in Alabama.
Right.
His video will be up on OpieandAnthony.com, the winning video for the month of August. Steve wins a MiFi portable satellite radio from MyRadiostore.com. He also wins dinner with E-Rock at Paisano of Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy.
What a prize.
He also won a trip to the studio to watch the show
Through the glass.
Through the glass.
Not in the studio.
He also won a pair of tickets to see Bon Jovi live at the opening night of the new Nokia Theater in Times Square. And finally, Stephen the Lion Man in Alabama, the winner of the Assault on the Media contest for August, has won 30 days free video game rental from Gamefly.com. Congratulations to Stephen the Lion Man in Alabama.
Congratulations.
The winner of the Assault on the Media contest for August. And we're starting this contest right up for September, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have more fine prizes to give away to the winner at the end of this month.
A lot of press will be at the beaches over the weekend. They all go to the beach because it's the last big weekend of the summer. Labor Day weekend. So try to win. You never know.
We have no one in the lead for the month of September.
No
it's
one.
Wide open as we head into the weekend. So there you have it. Details on the Assault on the Media contest are up on OpieandAnthony.com, FoundryMusic.com, and that's about that. Okay?
Right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Speaking of Gamefly.com, we should talk about Gamefly.com for a minute here. I also want to say Bill Burr in studio, very funny guy, playing Carolines all this weekend. Go out and see him if you're in the area.
I'm going. I think we're going Saturday.
All right.
Saturday.
Thank God.
So do a good show Saturday. The other ones
do good. Do good on that day.
You do good show.
Last time I saw you killed. It was Charlie Murphy and
Donnell.
Mm-hmm. Donnell really funny as well. Charlie Murphy, whatever. No offense to you, Bill, because I know you guys are friends. You killed. You were so much better than him, and he was the headliner that night.
Yeah, but I mean, he's only been doing it.
I know you're friends.
For like
you don't have
6 months
to,
or whatever.
You don't have to defend him. It's just my observation. You
Well, put it this way: if Charlie wasn't there, I would have been performing in front of 8 people.
Really? Is that how it goes? That's so weird.
Yeah, there's something about that fame thing. It's crazy. People just seem to show up to see it.
You're getting a name for yourself too, though, Mr. Burr.
Yeah, hopefully.
Anyway, Gamefly.com.
Oh, that's my cue.
Well, it doesn't have
You
to
like
be.
games, do you? You like them? You buy games, and then you get them home and go, this stinks, and I just spent like $40, and now you're screwed. What do? You go to GameFly.com.
And can I ask you something? Because you're up on the latest games. Tomb Raider, a game I used to play.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
laughing?
I know. Well, everyone's laughing.
But
that's so old school.
I know, but they got a new one that came out.
Yeah.
Did it come out and no one cares, or what's the deal? Do you know anything about it?
No idea. I have never been into Tomb Raider, but I hear they were kind of revamping it, and
they were ready to release it, and then they bailed on it. I know that.
I guess no one really cares about the Tomb Raider series anymore.
I saw it in our little video game store the other day.
You did?
It was on display, so I was just wondering if there's any buzz on this game at all.
No buzz at all.
Okay.
No buzz. But if you wanted to check it out...
What, Bill? Go.
I'm just laughing at you. You keep trying to defend Tomb Raider, and he's just swatting it down.
It stinks.
Isn't it kind of good? No.
Awful. The game has always sucked.
But weren't a couple people talking about it?
Never.
No, they weren't.
Not a one.
I enjoyed the game for a little while there. I haven't played a version of the game in, 5 or 6 years.
What was the last game you played?
I've been
played in a while.
Space Invaders.
Yeah, my gaming is a lot different than Anthony's. I'm doing Hot Shot.
Hot Shot Golf?
Yeah.
4. That's pretty good.
F-O-R-E.
I do the Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I did Tiger Woods as
golf.
well. I love all the golf games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still playing Medal of Honor.
That's a good one. I like that game. Yeah, good series.
It's not a bad game at all.
Siphon Filter? Anybody?
That was very good.
I loved, Siphon Filter. My brother is addicted to all the Siphon Filters. I played I think it was the first or second version.
I played the second one.
But they're up to like 5 or 6 now, right? They kept going with that series.
Yeah, it was a good game, good story.
I like when there's a lot of shit to do in a game. Like
good
that.
soundtrack.
That's why I didn't like
yeah. Bring back memories?
Yeah. That's why I didn't like the Tomb Raider games. Tomb Raider was a jumping puzzle game. It's pretty much it. It's like a 3D Mario Brothers. You're just jumping up and down.
It was one of those games. It was a nightmare to save it too.
Yeah.
So you would do you would have to figure out like how to jump perfectly to get from one ledge to another. It was really tricky. And if you missed that jump, you had to start all the way back,
Nothing
way too
better
far
than
back.
having to go over a point in a game 500 times to get past it because they don't have a save feature.
Right.
And you get to the last thing you got to do, and you fall, and it brings you back to that.
And you would get to that same part where you just can't do it, and the panic would set in because you know all the time you invested to get right back to that ledge again with the snake on the other side, and you got to get to that ledge just perfectly or the snake is going to, get you.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
Just games should be made where you got a save feature anytime you want it.
Did I ever tell you the story I had to replace my PlayStation because of Tomb Raider? Because of that exact scene I'm describing?
You threw it?
You had to jump, I think it was backwards. What you had to do with the control was ridiculous. Backward flip onto this ledge, but you had to time it perfectly because they had this huge snake on the ledge. And if you missed, you fell into, I guess, I forget now, like a well or something, and that was it. You had to start way back in the game. I finally picked up my PlayStation and just slammed it on the ground and destroyed it.
Of course you did.
And I loved my PlayStation so much, then I had to go out and get another one. And then, stupid me, what do you think? I'm right back at the game.
Yeah. They're addicting.
Go ahead, sorry.
GameFly. That way you're not buying games and realizing they suck, and then they just sit there. You could take out 2 games at a time. Games that you keep as long as you want, no late fees. And if you really like the game, all you do is click Keep It in your game queue, and you get the mint condition box, and you get the manual delivered to you, all like you bought it brand new, and all at a great member discount. Go to GameFly.com/XM, get signed up. It's only $21.95 a month, but you can start with a free 2-week XM trial, no commitments. You cancel anytime you want. Start playing all those latest releases that you wanted to play. And they got 2,500 titles to choose from, all the platforms, Xbox, PS2, GameCube, Game Boy Advance. What do you got, the new PSP?
If there's no late fee, can't you just play the whole game and then be like, I didn't like it, come back like 6 weeks later?
You absolutely can.
Well, that's
You could do that if you want.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just looking for a loophole there.
You found it. Boy, you're a tricky one. Okay, forget it. GameFly's done. Thanks. You've just undermined their entire plan that they had.
We got 3 sponsors. And one's going away thanks to you.
2 games at a time. Hey, no shipping charges either way either. You keep the games as long as you want. No late fee. All the games you want.
Yes, if there's no late fee, Bill, yes. I guess technically you could just keep the game. Yeah, what do they do in that case? Do they bang on your door eventually with the National Guard?
They do a private blockbuster. After a certain amount of time, if you don't bring it back, they consider it bought. And you
That's
pay for it.
right. GameFly. GameFly.com/XM.
We had a little something on that, and you had to stop the bid in its tracks there.
No, you asked a question, so I answered it.
We're gonna have a little.
You with your information.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little more fun, and then
Damn
maybe
it.
give the info eventually.
I didn't think you knew.
Yeah, we knew, but we were gonna have fun. And
Well, don't blame me because you're a good actor. How was I supposed to know? You look scared and confused.
We were gonna
GameFly.com. You know, I just figured that.
You know what? We had a whole scenario where people were struggling to keep the game, and they were pulling to try to take it out of their hands.
I felt momentum. It was building.
Right?
Yeah.
You felt it, right, Bill?
Yeah.
I sensed something. I just didn't know what it was.
You had to come in with the actual info, and now we all
Cock-block
sit around
the whole-
going.
That's
"Oh,
not true, though, because
great."
what happens is they actually can't do that now legally, they said.
Sorry, Ant, back to you.
Gamefly.com/XM, and then you plug the XM into the promo code box, and you get a special offer. Shh, it's secret. Gamefly.com.
All right, on the way, we got Kelly Hansen, new singer of Foreigner. We have Jeff Norris coming by to say hi.
Big white gorilla.
We got some baseball talk on the way. We have an update on the Subway masturbator.
Oh, the guy that was on the front page of the papers.
Yes, we have an update on that. And we also have flubs from Bombs and Flubs, Anthony.
Yeah.
And we're going to attempt the sex offender game.
Ooh. Get that one on the Gamefly? Sex offender game? No?
It's kind of fun to...
It is fun. We've been playing this in the office.
This website is very interesting.
I noticed Danny's very good at it. Danny's very good at the sex offender game.
I only have one sex offender close to where I live.
Really?
I feel like I'm lucky. Only one, 4 blocks away.
Oh, oh, I thought it was your exact address.
Huh?
I thought it was your exact address. No? Nothing?
The only thing... the only
I
thing
even
worse
repeated it, Phil.
than when a joke bombs and you think, that gem, they just didn't hear it.
Right. Let me blurt it out again and again.
I got kind of a creepy guy that lives right next to me, and in my head, you know, because of his website, I'm like, I would bet anything he's got something.
Yeah.
But it turns out the closest sex offender to me is 4 blocks away. But some of these guys around here were putting in their addresses, and you should see how many freaking red dots pop up.
You pop in your address, and it gives you a little MapQuest type map of your neighborhood with little red pins.
And that's just people who get caught.
Yeah.
Right.
Forget about
that had to register as a sex offender in your neighborhood. And they're all over the place.
I don't know who it was. Someone threw their address up, and it looked like the screen looked like it had measles. There were so many,
just a bunch of dots.
so many red dots.
Yeah, I looked at my neighborhood, Great Neck, got a few of them around there, and the game is popping on there. You look at the guy's picture and see his name, and then you try to figure out what sex offense he was jailed for.
Want to play, Bill?
Oh shit, yeah.
Of course.
All right, we'll do that next.
What is this?
All right, what's the problem?
Oh boy.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
The Emperor is not happy with his coffee.
Oh no! Are we gonna have to break into
Jim Norton? Coffee Diva.
Look at that cup. What brand is on that cup?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste good. I don't like it.
Where do we get our coffee every day?
I like Starbucks.
And
I don't like supporting the savages that run most of these delis.
You're insane.
Yep.
You betcha. You might be right.
Yeah.
Want this?
Hey, want to taste this?
Wow, that's really nice.
Throw it against the wall.
I'm not diving against
I'm a diva.
I want Starbucks coffee.
You betcha.
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
I know Starbucks is a big world order type of thing.
But at least they're not funding terrorism.
All right, you're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. Blueberries.
I'm getting one, too.
What are you getting?
I have one of the common people going to fetch me some blueberries.
You're just getting raw blueberries
Absolutely.
like that?
It's a superfood.
Superfood, bro.
A lot of antioxidants, son.
Salmon.
Salmon?
Salmon.
I said that on purpose.
Oh.
I really did that time.
Okay.
I know it's salmon.
Avocado is very good for you, right?
What about, what nut is good?
Avocado.
What's that?
What nut?
I don't know.
No, there's one nut.
Believe you? I don't know it.
No.
Pecans?
Pecan,
Is it pecans?
Pecans.
Pecans?
Or is it cashew?
The cashew.
And spinach is good.
All the shit food, right?
Avocado
All the stuff that
tasty.
isn't sweet and creamy.
And tomato sauce.
And delicious. You know what I like? You know what is the best tasting thing on the face of the earth? Yankee Doodles. Drake's Yankee Doodles.
They're like devil dogs, but not as dry.
Oh, they're great. When they're fresh, oh, they're fantastic. And they are no superfood.
This one has a problem.
That's what I'm worried about.
Maybe I should have washed these.
You didn't wash them?
No.
Do you know what happens in the fields when they pick those? Do you know what happens?
I'm trying to build up my immune system.
Mexicans are picking those.
Uh-oh.
They're huge fields.
You want your immune system? Would you like a mouthful of orange piss? That's got to help.
And they don't walk to the toilet across a big field. They shit. Nothing. Nothing.
That line made Jimmy sit down.
I
was just horrified. I didn't want to laugh at that.
No, I had to say my foot's really sore.
Oh,
too bad.
You little booty. What's the boot supposed to do for your foot?
Make it not sore. No,
How?
it's supposed to straighten. That's what I'm reading.
Straighten it out?
Hey, we got a guy in Mexico calling in. Were you done?
Yeah, goddamn Mexicans there. What they do is they shit in the field, right on your blueberries and strawberries and every other berry.
Because the man won't give him a break.
Right. You know, there should be close to toilets in there, but they can't drop these portable toilets in the middle of your harvest.
It's a portable toilet.
Hey, where's Eric? We got to get an update on the auction. Is it up and running, this auction?
Yes, what are our goods being sold for?
I know,
what's the Mexican
this
one?
shithead has been working on this auction for a month now, and we have 3 items for bid.
Nothing.
I want him fired.
A month? We didn't even know about the disaster.
We said something.
Oh. We kind of did, actually. We were setting this up for something. Sure. You're right about that, Jimmy. Ralph in Mexico. What's up? Ralph.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Mexico.
What's up, man? What you doing?
This is such a fake Mexican.
What kind of Mexican is named Ralph?
What's up? What you doing? Yes, continue. Just go ahead with the bit, and we'll cut it off at our leisure. And I guess he'll cut it off.
Oh,
Ralph. He really thought he was going to get us with, what you guys doing? With his Scarface fucking accent for a Mexican.
Danielle, Long Island.
Asshole.
Hi, Precious.
Hi.
How are you?
We're all good.
Okay. I just moved into Mastic Beach about
Oh.
a year and a half ago.
Dude.
No.
You're in Mastic?
Mastic Beach.
Yuck.
It's a little different than Mastic. Mastic Beach is a little bit nicer.
No, it's not.
No.
Mastic stinks.
There's a lot of Section 8 housing there. Right?
Yeah, you know what Mastic Beach is full? It's full of black people that call themselves Indians.
And people that didn't do well on their SATs.
They're black people, but they say they're an Indian tribe, so they get the tax things and the cigarettes and all
There's
the...
a reservation right around the block
Yeah.
from me, and it's all run by black people.
Yeah, it's all black, and they're like, no, man, I'm a motherfucking Indian, motherfucker.
Are you
You're like,
sure?
no,
How do
you're
you
a black
know
guy,
that?
right? I know about Long Island.
Yeah.
Long Island,
You
full of
understand
Indians.
Mastic Beach.
Yes.
And the Section 8 housing, obviously, we have a lot of, at least 3 times a week, you get one of those notices in the mail about your, all the sex offenders moving into the neighborhood. You
A
get
new
a
sex
name,
offender coming out?
You get at least 3 times a week we get a notice. You have a new sex offender moving into the neighborhood. The levels of offense, their name, their birthday, and depending on the offense, you get their address. So
Wow.
I can't even imagine what the map looks like around my house. They must be literally worse than measles and mumps.
We'll have to look.
Yeah, you should check it out. Because
Mastic Beach, what do you do that you have to live there?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm only 28, and it's the only way to live out on Long Island by yourself.
Were you a stripper?
No, I'm a veterinary technician, actually.
Oh.
All right.
Stripper. If I was a stripper, I could live in freaking Great Neck with you. What do you think?
Yeah, that's
I'd be
true.
making a lot more money than what I'm making now. But to live on Long Island, you can't afford anything now.
Yeah, but Mastic. Oof.
I paid $160 for my house. That's the only place that's affordable left.
On
There's something about
$160,000.
a hotbed of sex offenders will really keep the prices down.
No kidding.
on the houses.
I think the real estate bubble has popped in Mastic Beach.
What's funny, though, is that my house probably doubled in the past 2 years.
You heard they call it Mistake Beach, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't like to tell.
It's got to be worth at least $40,000 now. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danielle. We get
All
it.
right.
You get mail.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Eric, back in studio. He's working on the Opie and Anthony auction for the Hurricane Relief Fund that we have started.
Oh.
Where are we at?
We're doing pretty good. Steve will have the link up very soon.
The link?
Didn't we say
up
that
on opieandanthony.com.
Didn't you say that an hour ago?
Yeah, but it's taking a while.
Can we
All this
look
stuff.
and see if any of these items are being bid on?
Yeah.
Are they?
No, not yet. No.
Can we see before 11?
Yes.
Well, the link. What's he have to do for the link? Because all you
Yeah.
gotta do is put like a thing with pictures.
Yeah, like an icon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll have it.
You like paste an icon and then.
Can't you go to like eBay right now?
If you want to.
And look?
Yeah.
Have we said that it's on eBay?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Oh, we didn't?
No, because it's eBay and a nonprofit organization called Mission Fish that is handling all this
So
for
if you go to eBay, how do you find our auction?
You can search for Opie and Anthony auction.
Uh-huh.
What about the other items up there that our fans just sell on a daily basis?
Don't buy those. Those won't get you.
Yeah, but how do you
money
know
won't
the
go to
difference?
the charity.
How do you know the difference between the two?
You need some official thing,
Yeah,
right?
this has
Auction.
an official
So
Opie and Anthony thing on
Go Opie and Anthony auction on eBay.
So what items do you have?
All right, thank you, Eric. That's great. Good stuff. Thanks. You guys want to play the sex offender game?
I was hoping we'd get a riveting whole break out of that.
What happened? Travis?
Me and Danny were just looking for them on eBay, and it's going to be kind of hard for people to find them.
Oh, no, that's always good.
Because Eric didn't put a space between Opie and Anthony. So if you put in Opie-Anthony, none of the auction items will show up. But if you type in Opie Anthony as one word, then they'll show up.
What if you put in, like a normal human being would type, Opie and Anthony?
Nah, not going to show up.
It won't come up if you type...
Where's
you,
Eric?
You can do a search
Where
right
is
now
he?
on eBay.
Where is he?
Steve, you got anything on this? Hold on.
Why would you not...
Get Baby Hat in here.
You're typing in something to search. Wouldn't you type it in as Opie, space, and space, Anthony?
I don't know what they're searching on, but as far as the actual name itself, yeah, it's one word. Opie and Anthony Auction is the member name. Sorry.
So I guess we'll help people along when we get the link on opieandanthony.com. Right?
Okay, I'm here now. Yeah, don't worry. There's going to be links to everything. Eric's just adding these things in, and the way you can tell is we've set it up so that there's going to be a little yellow ribbon next to the icon that designates that everything's being donated to charity. So you'll be able to tell.
A yellow ribbon.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Dick. Nice close-up shot of Steve's junk.
Yeah.
Jimmy just took a photo of it.
No.
So weird. We were doing that bit before Jimmy came in
Yeah.
and joined our show.
Exactly.
So I guess Jimmy's right. He didn't bring the gay into the
What's
show.
that? Taking pictures of other guys' cocks.
Only
I remember
on
a
an
whole
angle.
montage we had back in the old days, and at AF.
We made a
I
collage
forgot.
and put it on the wall.
God, I was mistaken. All right. Let's play the sex offender game. I don't know how we're going to play this, actually, but we're going to try.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is the number. Okay, I see.
What?
I see what's going on.
Do I get one?
Yeah, you get one.
Travis.
Oh. Thank you. Oh, you nailed him.
I'm the only one with the answers.
Oh, really?
I'm the only one with the
fair.
answers.
One of the guys should have the answers.
No, I'm going to be like the guy. I'm going to set it
you
up.
should guess too.
Yeah, why don't you guess?
I'm going to set it up. I don't know this shit.
All right.
All right. Anthony, you could explain the sex offender game. And then,
Yes.
And then I'll do the setup here.
Travis found a website. Wasn't it Travis? Travis found a website. He was taking quite a risk going online. Could get a virus. And found a website where you put in your zip code or your address or whatever, and it pops up a map with a bunch of little virtual pins on it that locate sex offenders in your neighborhood.
In a really bizarre way, it's a fun thing to do.
Isn't it?
It's kind of fun.
You kind of click and find out what kind of creeps are living around you. And along with the information about where they live is what they did and what type of person they did it with, age, sex, and what they did to that person.
Sex offender can be anything from flashing somebody all the way to molesting.
Right. Child molestation.
It runs the gamut.
Everything. If
Okay.
you were that guy that they took a picture of in the subway showing your cock to the girls, yeah, you'll eventually end up on the sex offender list.
All depends on how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some of these guys in front of us.
Yeah.
We're not going to give out their real personal info, right?
Just their first name.
I'm not even going to do that.
Why?
Why?
Hugh?
You got the first name.
Nah. We got the description. That's good enough.
This guy is Hugh. I'm saying his first name.
Yeah, I think that contributes.
Hugh.
You sure? We'll be all right with that?
Could probably give out his full name, but I wouldn't do that.
How about the top 4 sexual predator first names?
Hugh.
See if there's a link or anything.
All right, here we
Really?
go. The first guy in the sex offender game.
Can't believe I didn't get a car crash on that.
He is Hugh.
His name is Hugh.
He is white, 6 feet tall, 270 pounds.
Black hair, brown eyes.
He was born in 1950.
Right.
How old does that make him?
55.
55 years old, and he's on the list. Where is he from? What town? Oh, he's from Brooklyn. Hugh from Brooklyn, white, 6 foot, 270 pounds. This guy, I would say, 15-year-old girl. Sodomy.
Jesus.
Could it be wishful thinking? Yes, it could.
I say big fat guy like that. I say he manhandled a youngster.
Sex?
You
Boy or girl?
Sex and age of the victim.
I
guess that's what we're going for, and the actual crime.
I say the victim was approximately 8 years old, and I say that it was he touched a minor.
Yeah. Boy or girl?
Oh, little girl.
8-year-old girl, you're saying?
Yeah, he did something to her that you probably shouldn't.
Are we doing Price is Right rules?
If you go over, you're out? Damn,
Well, the
I wanted to
closest.
say 15 then.
I say closest.
I say closest, not Price is Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because it's so tempting either way.
You definitely got to get whether it was a male or female.
Yeah.
And if you do get, let's say it was a male, then closest to the age, that person will get the credit on the right guess, okay?
Billy?
I'm going with, I'll also say a minor. I'll say 4-year-old boy.
Jesus.
And I'm also going to say he was related.
Oh.
Maybe like an uncle.
Okay.
Wow.
Put some jam on his cock. Made it a little game or something.
All right.
It's called Kiss the Jam or Get Hit.
Hugh from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The 6 foot, 270 pound white guy. The victim was a male.
I'm out.
That's out.
All right.
He looks
so
like Gacy, so I
you
should
guys
guess that.
said
He really
boys.
does.
Wait, you said boy, right?
Yeah.
No, I said girl.
Oh, you did? I thought Jimmy said boy.
No, I
No.
said girl.
Oh, Billy
All
gets
right,
it by default.
All right, well, what's the
I'm going to
details?
tell you, male, 15 years old.
Then again, Anthony had the age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got to be the. We
Yeah,
said
you
it's
think
gotta
the
be
sex?
Sex is more important than the age.
It's like a straight what pizza flush?
I think the age is more important than the sex.
Full house.
They're all sex offenders.
It's harder to get the age than the sex.
Because
Sex is 50-50.
A 16-year-old boy is a lot nothing compared to a 9-year-old girl. I mean, the age is more important than the sex.
Yeah. Sex is 50-50 shot. Age is pretty difficult to hit on the head.
Sure.
I nailed it. But I like when we think these games out before we go on the air with them. We think out what the criteria for victory is.
Yeah, you should have a point system here.
We should actually have a point system.
All right, point
That's
system.
it. If you
All
get
right.
the age,
That's got to be worth more than the sex, like you said. 50-50.
no, you got to hit the age right on the head, I think, and then anything else is 0. Or we're going to be adding up points here, and it's going to get very confusing.
I got the species. That should be worth 70.
I think age should be, if you hit it on the head, should be 5 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you hit the age on the
Yes.
first one?
No, because sex should be
Three for
1
the
point.
race and 1 for the sex. How's that?
How about sex is
I
1
might
point?
not tell you the race.
Sex is 1 point.
All right. Age?
Age.
3 points.
You want 3?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, 3 points for age.
And
1
then-
point for sex.
I
Right.
was hoping you get a bonus and a little bell would go off.
Yeah.
It's got to be more
Ding,
points for
ding.
the action, too.
And then, did they say what type of sex crime it was?
Oh, yeah.
I said sodomy.
Yeah, but how much if you get the crime right?
If you get the crime correct, that's
More.
got to be
More. Kevin's got his head
5
up for 2,
points.
but yeah, it's got to be more.
5, yeah.
That's
5?
that's a guess.
5.
All right. Wow, this is very complicated now.
Okay.
Yep. See, we've all of a sudden made it complicated.
All right.
All right. What was the sex?
All right. The sex was it was a male, 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anthony and Billy split points. Anthony gets 5, Billy gets 2.
No, I get 3.
All right.
Billy gets 1.
Billy gets 1 for guessing the
bullshit.
sex.
This sucks.
And I get underwear
gets-
full of clear stuff.
Anthony gets 3 points for guessing the age.
Yes.
15-year-old victim. And the crime was sodomy in the 3rd degree.
I got sodomy. You got sodomy!
Look at bingo.
I got sodomy! Very good.
Anthony, way out in front. Wow.
Sodomy!
Here's the beautiful thing. You guys both did well, and I'm actually disappointed that he didn't rape an 8-year-old for the points.
So sick.
All right,
There's
that's
something
you.
seriously wrong with this. All right, right now Anthony's in the lead. He has 8 points. Jimmy has 0. Billy,
that's what we
Bill
need.
Burr has 1.
We need some of that music like dun, 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 dun. So when I read the contestant here, you got like game show music.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if we actually did stuff after the show was over,
Yeah.
we'd have this all set up nice.
I do. Run.
Whose
Run
idea
for
was
my
this?
life.
It's a good idea.
Who came up with this game? I know it is.
I don't know.
Danny?
Danny?
Danny did. He admitted, though, we're just going to try and see what happens.
Our next contestant here is Alex. He is a black male, also Hispanic. He is 5'11", 205 pounds.
Keeps himself in good shape.
58 years old.
58 years young. He also resides in Brooklyn.
And he has a white beard.
Yes, it's a gray beard on his black face.
All right.
I will say that our friend Alex...
Anthony, our returning champions.
Yes. I will say a 13-year-old girl intercourse. Intercourse, 13-year-old girl.
All right.
I'm going to say, what is rape and sodomy? And I say he did it to a 34-year-old woman.
Oh, wow.
Wow. All right, Bill?
I'm going to say he exposed himself in the park repeatedly. To any, I don't know, he's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, actually white girls. I'm going to go with white girls in the park, exposing himself.
What's the age?
Oh, I would say like NYU kind of students, 18 to 22.
18.
Stayed away from the graduate students.
All right.
Cool.
You guys ready?
That's white NYU students. If they're Hispanic, they're 40 to 45.
This is what this fine gentleman did.
All right.
He had 3 victims.
3 victims? Now, how does this work?
I have no idea.
We're going to have to get points for all of them?
We didn't know that, though. We thought it was all like a one-victim thing. We didn't
Yeah.
know.
So maybe I should do that? All right, for the next one, I'll do that.
Oh, for the next one.
All right.
All right.
We're trying to figure this out as we go. 3 victims, all male.
Oh, I'm out.
Boom, boom, boom.
We're all out with that.
I might be able to pick up some points on the age.
So no one got the sex right?
No one got the sex right. We all thought it was a chick.
All right. The ages 13, 17, and 23.
Jesus Christ. I said 13. I hit it right on the goddamn head. Billy's giving himself a fucking spread. College-age girls. Great.
Well, you know what? He loses, though. He said 18 to 22. There was a 13, a 17, and a 23.
Oh, man. Did you
I should almost get like -1.
You screwed up. I get 3 points for the 13-year-old.
All right. 3 for Anthony.
What did Jimmy say?
I said that he
37.
raped and sodomized a 34-year-old woman, because we're all assuming kids.
The crime was sodomy.
Sodomy. I said intercourse.
How old were the kids? How old were the people?
13, 17, 23.
When in doubt, go with sodomy.
Sodomy.
So Jimmy got sodomy, right? So that's
You
5.
said sodomy?
I said rape and sodomy.
All right.
Good enough.
That's
5
good.
points for Jimmy.
Ooh.
5 points for Jimmy.
5 points?
Wait, on each one? That's
was
15
rough.
points.
No.
No.
I don't like the idea that there's 3. I say we should stick with the first one on the list.
No, all of them.
I'll tell you what the
You never know who's more deserving.
For now on, I'll tell you how many victims there were, and it could be a
Guess accordingly.
a potpourri of points. What? All right. All right, our next victim, Anthony.
That would be
Or
Maurice.
Our next offender, I should say, yes.
Maurice.
Ethnicity, not Hispanic.
Yes, he's black.
He's black.
He wrote
A
and sang
non-Hispanic.
Purple Rain.
A non-Hispanic black. He's 5'8" tall, 152 pounds.
I got this one.
And he also is from, I guess they just got guys from Brooklyn. This guy, again, from Brooklyn. Wow, looking at Maurice, I will have to say a man.
Well, he's 41 years old, too. Did we say that?
Male, then. Male.
All right.
I will say 15-year-old male in the study with a wrench. No? Oh, I get my games all confused all the time.
Jimmy?
15-year-old male, sodomy.
Raped a 12-year-old.
What? Rape, 12-year-old
girl.
Girl. All right.
Yeah.
Billy? Bill?
You know what? I don't think this guy has the height or the weight to take down an adult.
Oh.
So I'm going to go, I was going to say 13. I'm not trying to do that Price is Right thing where I bet $1 over your...
You hate those scumbags?
Yeah, to get the refrigerator.
Did he rape a 12-year-old? Leo.
I'm going with 13-year-old girl. I'm going to go with the popular sodomy.
Okay.
And I'm going to say back porch.
All right.
Back porch.
Oh, wait a minute. How many victims?
I'm sorry, it was one.
One. Good.
If it's multiple, I'll tell you, I guess.
Okay.
Probably tell us before we guess
I
then.
know, you're right.
But, okay.
All right. It was a male.
God damn it, they're all fags!
I'm in.
God damn it, Dave. What,
Male,
were you jerking off to the site?
That's 3 points to me.
3 points to Anthony. Bill, you said male, right?
I said... No, I said...
Oh, you said female, too.
Yeah.
Girl, 13.
It was male, 12 years old.
Oh, Jimmy said 12. God damn
Jimmy
it.
got 3.
That's a big point item.
Jimmy got 3.
Jimmy's got 2 correct answers, and he's got more points.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I got a 5er in
I
there.
guess the offense.
And it was sexual abuse, first degree. What's that?
Don't know. What he did was he probably jerked off and rubbed the lad's abs.
Yeah, it could have been a little thing. All right, no one gets points
Or he
for the
tugged
offense.
his mule.
You got 3 to 6 for it.
No one gets points for the offense, though.
All right.
Oh, look at this creep.
Hold on. Yeah, the next one's a real creep. Anthony's in the lead with 14 points. Jimmy has 8, and Bill Burr, who's playing Carolines all this weekend, has 1 point.
That's right. Bring your youngster down, and Bill will act out these things on it.
That's only in the late show, Saturday.
All right, we have a 55-year-old gentleman from Brooklyn.
Yes, we're introducing Annabelle. What? A-N-I-B-A-L? Annabelle?
Mm-hmm.
It's Annabelle. He was born in 1950. He's, of course, a male, 5'8", 140 pounds. He is a white, Hispanic male. And he, too, from Brooklyn. Judging by the look of this creep, it has to be a young boy.
By the way, there's one victim.
One victim. I would say that one victim is a 13-year-old boy. The crime, again, the favorite, sodomy.
Okay.
I say he raped and sodomized a 23-year-old woman.
Ooh. Wow, okay. Bill?
Bill?
You know what? This is one of these guys. He took down a 65-year-old old woman.
One of those oldie rapers?
Just started off as like a home invasion to get a TV. And that was it.
Yeah.
Just grabbed the hairdryer.
And what was the...
Two to the head.
What was the crime?
Oh, yeah. He did it all.
You guys-
Sodomy, everything.
Next thing you know,
sodomy.
her teeth are punched out. There's a white nursing shoe askew.
It's medicine all over the floor.
Everyone nitroglycerin in his fucking underwear.
My pills.
Everyone guessed the offense?
Yep.
Okay. It was a female.
Damn it.
Jimmy?
I had female. I said old
Both of you
woman.
guys had female, right?
I said 23 years old.
All right, so
Point.
Jimmy gets 3, and Bill Burr gets 3.
No, that's 1 point for sex.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Holy shit.
All right, you're right. I'm sorry. Jesus. Calm down. Oh, yeah, okay. It was
Only
the
a
age thing.
game.
Jesus, Anthony.
Very important. It's a game.
All right, it was a female, 15 years old.
All right.
No one got that, right?
No.
Yeah, I underestimated him.
He got 6 to 9 years for attempted rape, first degree.
No sodomy. We all know don't get points for that.
Darn.
All right.
I got raped, though.
That wasn't
You got raped?
right?
I say rape and sodomy.
It was attempted.
Oh, attempted?
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
they didn't do it.
This is...
The next guy looks like...
Weird Al.
I was going to go with the werewolf in London guy. Younger with longer hair.
Good thing you didn't. It would have bombed.
All right, our next victim is Luis.
Luis.
He is 34 years old.
A little younger than the rest of them. 34-year-old male. He's his race is other. Ethnicity Hispanic. 5'9", 210 pounds. Residing in Brooklyn, New York.
He has one victim.
One victim. Looking up here. I'm going to say a 17-year-old female rape.
You're way off.
Yeah?
Way off. I know what he did. He spit into his hand and gave a manual release to a 6-year-old boy.
Jesus, Jimmy.
That's what he did. He didn't blow him because that'd be queer. He spit in his hand, and the mother knew something was wrong because she kept hearing the giggles of the lad.
The confused giggles.
Yeah, the giggles / fight tears. They asked the boy what happened. He said, I don't know. I just went to sleep and ate cotton candy.
All right, this guy looks like he got picked on in high school. Never got laid. I'm saying he was making up for lost time. Revisited his high school years and raped a 15-year-old.
Ooh.
Female.
All right.
And, okay, that's rape. Very good.
His sentence was 1 day to 4 years.
All right, wait a minute. See, how about this?
Oh, give us the sentence?
Sentences first.
All right, we'll do it for the next one. We'll go. All
right.
We'll figure it out as we go along here.
1 day to 4 years?
All right. The victim was a female.
Shit!
All right, I get a point.
I got that.
I get a point.
And Bill gets a point, right?
I thought the spit in the hand angle was very accurate.
No.
11 years old.
Ah, damn it.
Sexual abuse, 1st degree.
A little diddle.
A little flash?
A little diddling, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he just cupped her bosoms.
Yeah.
Who knows?
In
1
the
day.
store, maybe you're in the store and you peeked in the changing room.
You couldn't do that much if you got a day.
Yeah, a day.
He fucked a kid. Well, that may be 2 days. Jesus.
All right, we'll give the sentence for the next victim.
Yeah.
Or the next offender, I should say.
Gerald?
Good old Gerald.
Gerald was born in 1944. He is a black, non-Hispanic male, 5'6", 160 pounds, and he wears corrective lenses. And he is from New York City.
And I guess he would be 61 years old.
61.
His crime was back in 1996, by the way, if that'll help.
How much time did he get, Pumpkin?
Wow. 2 victims, 48 months to 8 years.
48 months to 8 years.
That would be 4 to 8.
Right.
Wait, let's start with Bill. Bill Burr.
I'm going blank on this guy.
I already know it.
Wait a minute. You know what? Can I pass?
Oh.
I'll go first. I don't care. What's better?
Club soda exploded again.
That's great. The only thing that would make me happier is if you're opening a cock and that happened.
Again.
Spilled all over your wrist.
Bill, you going to pass?
Oh, I thought it could come back around to me. Yeah.
All right. Jimmy?
I say he has had a sexual battery on 2 girls aged 10 and 12.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, what are the odds he gets that right?
Probably 50-50.
Anthony?
Okay. I will say, 2 boys. Yeah, I'll say boys on this guy. Boys.
I'm not with that.
13 and 14. Just basic molestation.
He programmed for XM and showed them videos.
He touched them inappropriately.
All right.
Some type of molestation.
I'm going to say he's a dirty old man. I'm going to say he's 13-year-old girl.
There's 2 victims.
I was getting to the other one.
All right.
She's 14. I don't know. He molested, you know what? A boy and a girl.
Wow.
Little brother and sister were sitting in the back of a station wagon, left unattended. He was coming out of Circuit City. And spur of the moment, so he didn't get the premeditated, which is why he got 48 months to 8 years.
All right.
A lot of people writing in on the instant feedback saying, I'm never going to Brooklyn again.
What are you saying, that he just He listened to spur of the moment, like he was just walking by a car and he saw that they were in the back seat and he had to just put his mule through the window. Maybe they just tickled it a little bit and he left when the police
Yeah,
arrived.
told him it was like a popsicle.
The victims were twins.
Wow.
10 years old.
Wait a minute.
Boys.
Boy and a girl.
Okay.
Shit.
So let's start with boys.
I get a point each then.
That's right.
I said 2 boys. Jimmy said 2 boys?
No, girls.
You said girls. All right.
I said a boy and a girl.
All right,
But I
you
said
got
their
1
ages were
point.
10 and 12, so I get half the points.
Yeah, you get a point for one kid being 10.
Yeah, who guessed twins?
No,
This
you
guy
get,
goes
you get
to
all
the
3
gusto.
for that.
What?
He gets all 3 for guessing the age of one of them.
Of one of them, right.
So he gets 3 points, Jimmy.
3 points.
Anyone else get the age?
No.
All
No,
right.
I only got
I said
1,
13
yeah.
and 14.
It was
so
sodomy, first degree, sexual abuse, first degree. Anything on that?
I said molestation. Not sexual abuse, no. Damn it.
Good Lord.
All right.
Stink.
This is creepy.
It really is. Want to do just one more?
One more.
The next guy is
Ooh,
Keith
Jesus.
Robinson.
Let's look through them first. Let me see. I don't know. I might want to go with Warren.
Yeah, let's get the...
Holy shit.
I think we want to go with Warren.
What did Warren do?
All right, we will go with Warren.
Or maybe the last guy, Owen, with the ELO haircut.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I like Warren. He's got that you finally caught me look on his face.
Warren is really bad.
Warren is 70 years old.
Can we please do ELO hair, too?
Yeah?
Yeah.
We have to.
All right, let's do
He did a
Warren.
location check on his cock, and it was in a 9-year-old's hand.
All right, let's start with Warren. He's 5'5", 70 years old.
Yes.
He's from Long Island. He's white. Not
Central Islip. Wow, I used to live there.
Central Islip, white,
Remember
not
Warren.
Hispanic, 5'5", 116 pounds, gray hair, blue eyes.
Corrective lenses.
Yes.
He is an old codger. He is really old.
One victim.
One victim.
Won the Silver Star in World War II.
Oof. I have to say, what's the sentence?
1 year.
1 year.
In local jail.
All right. Okay. I know what it is then. It's a girl. Let's say, I want to say 11. 11-year-old girl, and he did something inappropriate. No real touching, but he maybe exposed himself. What is that called?
Hot.
Is there some type of crime there? It's not molesting. It's
Exposing. It's I guess,
yeah,
sexual battery of some sort.
yeah, something like that.
Sexual horror.
Being that he's 5'5" and 116, I'm going to say, and he's 70, I'm going to say...
Hold on. All right, the conviction was in 2000.
I'm going to say he brutally raped a 35-year-old black male.
Boy, you're really going out on a limb.
No, I'll say I'm going to say I kind of got to go with Ant here. I'm going to say he exposed himself to an 11-year-old girl.
Okay.
Is that the same stuff Anthony said?
Jesus. Trying to steal my thunder.
Just trying to stay out in front.
Thunder.
All right, I'm going to say this guy grew up a confused gay man, came of age in the 50s. It's unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
None of these talk shows to make him feel okay. He finally gave into it.
In 2000?
Really?
Yeah, he fought it for years, and he just said, what am I going to go my whole life without pulling out in front of an 8-year-old boy? I'm fucking doing it. That's what he did. I got this guy. 8-year-old boy. He pulled it out.
He turned 65 and said, what the hell?
Yeah, gray pubes pushing out of those Dickies pants.
All right. The victim, we're ready, right?
Yeah.
The victim was a female.
All right, I get a point.
Me too.
Nice.
Point. Jimmy gets a point. Bill, no points.
No points, Bill.
I guess I'm just not good at
15 years old.
Down.
Knew I should have
Nobody, right? And it was rape second degree.
Wow.
How do you get a year for that? Oh, you know what? Maybe that's statutory or something. I don't
right,
know. I don't know.
could be.
Maybe it was a prostitute or something.
How do you let a 115-pound 70-year-old?
That's what I'm saying.
rape
Maybe it was a technicality. Maybe he fucked an underage. They call it rape.
Could have been retarded.
Good point.
The final one? Yeah, we'll mention the site in a second here, guys. Don't worry about
ELO.
it.
Where's the ELO guy?
Everyone
this
wants
guy's
the site name.
His name is Owen. Oh, that haircut is awful.
There he is.
I know what he did, though.
This is it, right?
What a creep.
Yeah.
All right.
He raped his barber.
Owen is 30 years old.
Jim, you're really the Paul Lind on this whole discussion. You always got a crazy line, and then but seriously, he raped an 8-year-old. I'm gonna have to say I agree. The center square.
He raped his barber. Oh, why don't you go down on your elevator shoes?
I remember that line. All right, Owen, 30 years old from Uniondale.
You have a scarf tied around your neck.
Bad blazer.
This guy's got a
Charles Nelson Riley.
Oh, this guy has a Caesar's haircut.
Oh,
He's black. He's 5'6", light skin black. Possibly with a little Latino in him, as I look at the picture. 5'6", 174 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes.
Good hair, bad haircut.
Wow. One victim.
How much time did he do?
Probation sentence, 10 years.
Probation?
Oh, 10 years probation.
That's right.
So he didn't see any time.
10 years probation.
Then I've got to go up. What I've learned from this is if they don't serve any time, the age has got to be 15 or higher, but lower than consenting age. I'll say 15-year-old girl. Rape.
I got
probably
this one.
statutory, but it's going to be classified as rape of a 15-year-old girl.
I'm going to say the inappropriate touching of a 1-year-old.
You are so fucked up, man.
Inappropriate touching of a 1-year-old.
Oh, he pulled off her diapers when they didn't need it.
Ramon.
Ramon, bring me repressed memories.
I think.
Well, did you girl? Okay.
A goyle. I say a 16-year-old girl he had inappropriate contact with. Or exposed himself.
Okay. How old?
16.
16.
Exposed himself.
Okay.
Show that unclipped cock.
All right.
I think this guy used the teaching of a musical instrument to lure teaching of like the maracas.
To gain the trust.
Yeah, of the mother.
No.
And she dropped off her 8-year-old son. And let's just say when she came back, there was only one maraca.
Only one maraca. The boy learned maracas with his face in a pillow. Sir, I can't hear the music.
God, what is wrong?
Jesus Christ.
Little feet kicking, trying to keep time with the beat.
Holy crap.
Oh, Jim, we found your niche. Riffing on sex offenders.
He kind of sitting like up on his folded legs on the way home. Mama, I don't like the maracas.
I want to learn the drums.
The maracas make me hurt in the seat of my pants.
All right, listen. The victim was a female.
Yeah, I got a point.
Yeah. I got a point.
Do I have any fucking points?
Bill, you got 4 points.
God.
Which means you're the most normal, by the way.
As he cackles over a fucking maraca shoved in some 8-year-old's ass.
Jim, you get the sex of this? You said female, right?
I said
you said a female 16, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you get a point, and then Bill?
No.
What did I? No.
Oh.
And Jimmy nailed this one.
What?
16 years old.
Wow.
Nailed the age as well.
Damn it.
And the crime was third-degree rape.
I do believe I said rape. Yeah. So I get the crime. The crime's 5 points. Write a 5 down.
You had a 5.
Write it down.
Did he say it?
I did. I said it's probably statutory.
I wish I knew.
Yeah. You're right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's that.
All right. Tabulate.
I think we all need showers after this game, but
wonderful.
You know what it is, Jim? It's the detail. Sitting on folded What did you say? Legs? Oh.
Bill?
Propped up on his little knees.
Bill Burr?
Keeping the violated area elevated. Oh, that's just so bad.
Bill Burr playing Carolines all this weekend.
Yes.
Got 4 points in the sex offender game.
Little red.
Congratulations to you, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill is the true winner. Wow. You know what? It's really close between Jimmy and Ant. Let me do some adding here.
I should have said this fatty here smothered an 8-year-old with his ass.
Yeah, there are some real creeps on that website.
Jimmy got 17 points.
17 for Jimmy.
And Anthony?
Anthony won with 22.
I guess.
Oh, you have it figured out already?
No, I'm just guessing.
Come on, tabulate.
Congratulations to Professor Anthony. He has won the sex offender game with 24 points.
You got it?
Yes. Nice. I am the best.
And we should give out this website because you're going to have fun with this one.
You can find out if there's sex offenders in your town.
You'll have fun with this one with the gang at the office.
Play the game at home. Play our home game.
Yes.
What's the website? Oh, thank you.
It's mapsexoffenders.com.
Mapsexoffenders.com. One word. One word.
Yes. Apparently, Eric put it on fucking eBay. Dope.
I guess they're bidding on our items already.
Are they?
We'll get an update after the break. But it's mapsexoffenders.com. All right? You basically put your address in, and all the sex offenders that live near you pop up.
Yep.
All right.
That was fun.
I'm going to see if there's any females in this list arrested for maybe tinkling in the face of an entertainer.
You will never find a female on this
probably
list.
Not. It'd be nice, though.
You're listening to the soothing sounds of Opie and Anthony. So sit back, relax, have yourself some herbal tea, close your eyes, and drift away with O&A.
Big ass cock. Hi.
This is great.
You dick.
Bye.
Shut up.
Fuck all y'all.
Horrific and tasteless.
It's called sarcasm.
I've never heard anything as offensive and gross as you are. And that's why I'm signing up.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. Bill Burr in studio playing Carolines all this weekend. Very, very funny guy. Very funny guy.
Who is the moron that put this up? Is it Eric? Is Eric completely responsible for this? There are, I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items up for bid. And that's it. 3 of which are the same item. 4 of another 3. So there's 1, 2, 3 things up for bid here. I checked under Opie and Anthony with no spaces, Opie and Anthony with spaces, Opie Anthony with spaces, Opie Anthony without spaces.
Oh, shit.
How come I'm only seeing this when I search? I don't know, refresh it. No, refresh it.
Oh, he told
hey,
you. Oh, hey, you're going to take that.
Asshead, I just refreshed it.
He did refresh it, Hawk.
Where is it? Look at what I searched under. Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
What do I search under to get all these that you have on this list?
Opie and Anthony auction you can look up under.
I did. Watch. Opie and Anthony auction.
There's not one place.
Zero. Auction.
All right, we got
about a C in there.
Spell auction.
It's our Opie and Anthony auction, obviously, for charity. 100% of the proceeds will go to the help that they need down there in Louisiana and Mississippi.
What?
We got to work out the bugs, obviously. There's going to be a link on opieandanthony.com, right?
Once it's all set, boom. There it is. There you go.
Oh, so
there's some of the higher price stuff.
to autograph like boxing
but
gloves?
where's all this?
I understand that.
Where's that? So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You have to search with 3 or 4 different entries to get everything.
No.
Well, what is this? What did you put in to get this list?
Opie and Anthony auction when I searched under seller.
All right, we'll figure out the bugs.
I don't
Go
get
to
it.
the
website.
It's the
We
first
make it
day of
real
our
easy
auction.
for you.
All right, we'll make it easier for
I'll
everybody.
tell you what the bugs are. It's an insect called stupid, and it wears a little hat and a green shirt.
We're trying to do something good for once, and
I thought that would get a nice
I
check on the
can't
roof.
find
I wasn't
all
listening,
these.
Jimmy. I'm sorry.
That's right.
All right, well, some of the items are already being bid on. The Opie and Anthony Dick Cavett Show Rock Icons DVD, autographed by Mr. Cavett, is up to $55. Let's see. Opie and Anthony WWE Chris Jericho figure, autographed, $26 so far. And this stuff just went up. Opie and Anthony WWE poker set, autographed.
Ooh.
They might think that's the poker chips.
No, it states that
No?
you see the photos and everything. It's not the ones that we use.
Wow, why $270 so far for that item?
That's what I think. It's because it's a unique item. You really can't find that anywhere unless the company gives it to you.
All right, and Opie and Anthony WWE Raw SmackDown magazine that we signed, I guess?
No, it's signed by some of the wrestlers.
Oh, okay. That's $26. Opie and Anthony George Foreman grill. Was this autographed?
Yes. All three of them are, yeah.
All right, so it's an autographed George Foreman grill. That's up to $31 so far. All right, we got to work out the bugs, but at least it's up and running, and we'll figure it out. Okay?
All right.
You got 10 days to bid on the items, and then we're going to add more stuff as we go along, and hopefully better stuff, and hopefully, we'll come through with some real money for the relief effort. Okay?
Some cake.
All right, we got to say hi to Kelly Hansen. The links will be up on opieandanthony.com and foundyourmusic.com. Kelly, what's going on?
Hey, what are you doing?
How are you, buddy?
I'm brushing my teeth.
You're brushing your teeth. Why?
Yeah. Well, sometimes stuff goes on here.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Atlantic City.
Oh, okay. You are the new lead singer of Foreigner.
Yes, I am.
That's really...
Now, that is probably a hard thing to do. I would think very hard to replace the singer.
Well, I try to look at it this way. Listen, it's, I do the best I can do. I put my own thing on it, and I'm not trying to be anybody else because that would be way too difficult to do. To try to be somebody else.
Yeah, you're singing all the old favorites.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you got to have pretty good range for that, right?
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
It's challenging stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, we got some samples of you singing for Foreigner, and I got
samples. You got samples?
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. You sound great.
Thank you.
But here's the problem, sir.
There's a problem, Opie.
Well,
wait a minute. Let's solve the problem.
And maybe you could help me through this and explain. When I go see some of the bands that I grew up with, and they don't have the original lead singer, I kind of have a problem with that.
Right.
So explain why we should go see the new Foreigner with Kelly Hansen.
Well,
I mean, you sound just like Lou Gramm. I'll give it to you.
First of all, I'm really sorry you got problems.
Well, I have more than that.
If that's your
I have many problems.
If that's your biggest problem, that's not too bad.
But there's a bunch of bands like you got Journey without Steve Perry. It's a little strange to me. That's all.
Well, you know what? Stuff happens in life, and things change, and the important thing is to if you like Foreigner and you like the music, then you have to go to the show, and you have to go with an open mind, and you have to give it a chance.
Yeah, exactly, Opie.
No, I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Yes, you are.
Hold on, Kelly. I'm not.
You're being a little closed-minded.
Honestly, God, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but this is something that people think about when they see Foreigner with Kelly Hansen and not Lou Gramm, and I'm giving you a chance to explain. That's all. I'm not trying to trash it.
And I totally understand. I'm a Foreigner fan too. So I'm probably more of a Foreigner fan than you are because I've been a singer for 25 years. So I've listened to this stuff and analyzed it and enjoyed it more than you have, okay? So it's as important to me.
How do you know? I had a Lou Gramm poster on my wall growing up. Oof. No, I didn't.
Well, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Let's go into that.
Was it hanging over your bed?
Right next to my Farrah Fawcett poster.
Hey, Kelly,
and your Kleenex?
They were having sex at night, and I watched. What? Anything? No.
Do you feel?
Try to bail yourself out.
I know.
Do you feel like? I know it's got to be a tough gig because a friend of mine's a really huge Foreigner fan, and it's got to be a very tough gig because you're feeling like you're a qualified singer, obviously, and a really good singer, and you're filling the shoes of somebody. Does it feel like ever like, all right, well, I have to kind of replace something, and yet not like really trying to overdo it without anything different?
Oh, very good question.
Well,
That was a very convoluted question, all right, but I'll try to answer this as best I can. Well, when people ask me about, and there's commentary here all the time, okay, there's this commentary about filling Lou's shoes. And my answer to that is that I'm bringing my own shoes. And I'm not trying to fill anybody else's shoes.
Yeah.
That's just not the right attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do try to do is, and I think that probably hasn't been heard for a while, is we're doing the songs like you remember them, like the record.
That's what people want to hear.
And to me, that's important because I want to do justice to these tunes because these songs are important to me. And I want to do them as people remember hearing them on the record. How many times do you go to a concert and they don't do the songs like you remember it?
I can't stand that.
And you're like, what are you doing, you know? So my big thing is I love these tunes the way they are, and I want to sing them the way they are. So that's what we're doing, and that to me is I think that's partially the reason why we've had such phenomenal response and acceptance. And I have to really tell you that the fans have been unbelievable to me. They've been so gracious to me and accepting of me, and I hopefully it's because I'm doing a good job and they really like what they're hearing, and so I'm really thankful for that.
Where did Jimmy go? So you're getting a good reaction out there, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
Great.
We got a lot of people.
Phenomenal.
We got a lot of callers that are very excited. They want to go and see you guys, I guess.
All right.
Let's say hi to Steve in Yellowstone.
Steve in Yellowstone.
Hey, Steve.
What the hell? He's very excited.
Steve, go ahead.
Steve, go ahead. Steve.
Hello. I'm I didn't think I was going to get through. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit nervous.
All right, go ahead, Steve.
Loosen your pants a little bit.
Yeah, calm down, Steve from Yellowstone.
I'm sorry. I just feel I'm a little bit embarrassed. I'm actually, my people in my office are kind of laughing at me because I'm calling a radio show to talk to somebody.
Yeah, you're a big Foreigner fan?
Yes, I grew up listening to Foreigner. I did grow up
listening to a Foreigner, and you like Lou Gramm. Have you heard Kelly?
Yes.
He sounds just like
Ramon. Kelly is a girl.
Steve sounds a little preoccupied.
Ramon. Lou Gramm is a faggot.
All right. Somebody didn't take their medication this morning.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ramon! This guy sucks dicks.
All right, Steve. I think we've had it with you.
Kelly, I'm sorry. Sometimes we get callers that get through and
they just want to be silly.
We'll beep that out. We'll beep that out.
Ramon!
You know that is your crowd, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a few of them. A few bad apples, as we like to call them.
Wow.
Don't file a whole bunch.
Hey, you get the hot ladies there?
What are you down here from Florida?
Do you get the hot ladies or?
Get the hot ladies over there.
Or like the ladies now older and stuff?
Well, you know that there's
like what kind of crowd is going to see Foreigner with Kelly Hansen?
I got to tell you, it's like everybody. I see 18-year-old dudes with studs through their lips.
Really?
Who know all the lyrics.
Yeah, it's one. Some people call them guilty pleasures.
Yeah, there was this girl there, 15-year-old girl who knew all the words to all the songs.
What's your favorite Foreigner song?
Well, I don't really have a favorite. You know, it changes night to night because depending on the show.
Yeah, I liked Jukebox Hero.
Oh, well, Jukebox Hero is absolutely great.
I liked Centerfold.
No, it was that other guy. All right, let's say hi to Ben in Boston.
That wasn't him?
Ben in Boston, you're on with Kelly Hansen, the new lead singer of Foreigner.
Hey, Doug.
What's up,
yeah.
Ben?
Doug, what are you guys playing in Boston?
When are we playing?
Wants to know when you're playing in Boston, Kelly.
Well, we're not.
I met Lou Graham one time. Dude, I met Lou Graham one time. He was doing coke with Tom Brady.
He was doing what?
He was doing blow with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady from the Patriots, I guess.
Yeah, we don't know if Lou Graham did blow with Tom Brady. That's just Ben's opinion.
Caller seems very ill-informed.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben from Boston.
Ben, you still there?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a real question for Kelly?
Yeah, no, we don't have no one today. Lou Graham, what's
Sounds like he's spinning around on a wheel.
He probably is.
All right, thank you, Ben from Boston.
Another.
Well, Kelly, how do people find out where you guys are going to be performing?
Well, they can go to foreigneronline.com, and they can go to the tour dates page.
Okay.
Or you can call me at my home directly.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not giving you the number, but if you found it, you could call me there directly.
You know, we got some samples of you singing with
Yeah,
Foreigner.
I want to hear some of this because you'll be amazed. We listened to it a while ago, and you do a really good job.
Well, thanks.
Let's pop a little in.
Yeah, which one you want us to play? Cold as Ice Feels Like the First Time, Jukebox Hero, Long, Long Way from Home, Urgent, Waiting for a Girl.
What, are you asking me?
Yeah.
I want to hear Feels Like the First Time.
How about Rosanna? Was that?
That's another band.
That was Toto. A little taste of Foreigner with Kelly Hansen.
Well, the band sounds good.
If that's what it takes me, baby, to show how much you mean to me. And I guess it's just the woman in you that brings out the man in me. I know I can't help myself. You're all in the world to me. It feels like the first time. Feels like the very first time. It feels like the first time. It feels like the very first time.
Wow. Kelly, come on.
That's pretty good, dude.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's
Very nice.
No, that's really, you're right on. Because I got to tell you, Queen's trying to do the same thing without Freddie Mercury. And who they got? The dude from Bad Company.
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers. And it's just a disaster, I got to be honest with you. It's a disaster. We had samples of that as well, and we weren't digging that at all.
I haven't heard anything. I mean, I haven't heard it myself. So I
It
don't
sounds
know.
like Bad Company doing Queen songs.
What?
It
He
sounds
must
like
have
Bad
killed-
Company doing Queen songs.
He must have
It
killed
sounded
on like
like a weird
karaoke.
choice to me.
Huh? Yeah, right?
Sounding, I don't know.
I'm gonna sing a Foreigner song.
Yeah, do you ever go into a karaoke bar and tell them to put on a Foreigner thing and just freak everybody out?
That's the only way I get free drinks.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, we got one more question because we're running out of show here. It's Eric from Breathtown. Let's say hi to Eric. Eric, what's up?
Hello?
Eric.
Hi, can I speak to Kelly, please?
Kelly's on the line.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good.
Cool. How is the touring with the band and stuff?
What's that?
How is it touring with the band? You sound exactly like Lou, man. It's great.
We're having a great time. The crazy thing is that this summer we're not even on a bus. We're like flying everywhere because we just started in March. So it's like I have seen more airports than you can believe.
Oh,
We're having a great time with the band, hanging out.
All right.
It's just really great.
I know you.
Do you like how eloquently I answered that question?
Yeah,
Wow, that was pretty good.
something.
No, it's Lou Graham has AIDS.
Oh, jeez.
What is wrong with him?
Did the screener didn't pick up that this was Steve again?
I'd rather listen to Gary Glitter's computer collection. Ramon, I've heard better sounds coming out of Adam Walsh's hat.
Look, Steve.
Steve, you've had your fun.
There, you're a star for the day, Steve.
Ramon, this guest sucks.
Are you happy, Steve? You got on again.
Ramon, bring me a cover band.
All right. Jesus. All right, we get it.
I'll have two with whatever he's having.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Well, Kelly, you sound great. And where are you guys playing? Atlantic City?
Yeah, we're playing at the House of Blues in Atlantic City.
Nice.
We're playing there tonight, actually.
I mean, you sound just like, wow, Lou. It really is amazing. Continued success for you guys.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you guys taking the time. So
No problem, man.
All right.
I mean, you woke me up, but what am I going to do?
No, you did great.
Go play some cards.
Jimmy, where were you? We've been on
What's
the phone. No, one of our guys just came back in the studio.
Should I play roulette or should I play blackjack?
3-card poker.
3-card is where it's at. You don't have
Really?
to. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You just kind of watch the cards. It's nice.
Oh well, that's mine.
No real strategy. Jimmy, you got something for Kelly
I'm doing
Hansen before we let him go?
No, I heard that that you're really good, man. So good luck to you. I heard that's actually really. I was downstairs with a security guy. One of the guys wants to come up and watch the show, and I'm like, I don't know.
All right.
All right. Can't you help him out?
Yeah. But it was just like they have to get clearance. They have to get somebody from up here to go down there.
All right.
They got any clearance to come to see you?
Absolutely, yeah. We have
Hey,
security.
we're running
there.
out of show. The computer's going to knock us off the air. Kelly Hansen, thank you. Continued success. We got to say thanks to Bill Burr for stopping by. Caroline's all this weekend.
Yeah, come on down.
We're taking a day off. We'll see you guys sometime next week. Kelly, thank you.
All right, thanks, man.
This concludes our podcast day. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, God.
That's wonderful.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, right. Pack it up. I've had it.
Oh, they said hack it up. I'm like, well, we did.
I can't believe we got paid for this shit, to be honest with you. Anyone else have a money clip I could borrow? This one's full. Yeah.
Maybe you should just have those ones.
You don't have extra money clips laying around yet?
With your big wad of cash,
Yeah.
use a gap and a spark plug, doll.
That's funny. Kids.